Hey, evening, everybody! It is time for an open hangout. Got some news to get out. Got some updates and got some other stuff to talk about. More people that join, the better. Although this is going to only hold 10. I am doing it through Google Hangouts, not doing it through Google Meets. Google Meets is great, but it takes a little bit longer to set up because it's just weird like that. So I'm just going to set it up like this. I got Chaz in there right now, but I did send the link out to the mailing list, which, by the way, has been seeming to work exceptionally well. If you want to get on the mailing list, you have to email the account below, not my other account, but the one I set up just for this is in the video description. And send me your information, your name, some kind of contact info, and some kind of social media that I can validate who you are. Mods included. Mods automatically are validated, but I still need your email. But send me that information in the video description, and I can get the link out to you to join the Hangout, which will be streaming as this is, hopefully. I even checked to see if we're actually, we're out there. So let me turn off that. Okay, so make sure you guys can hear me. I got Chaz in here. He's outside smoking. So he's kind of visible. So if you see like a disembodied person, that's actually somebody. It's not. It's kind of hard to see because I can't even see it on my monitor. So I don't know if it's going across or not. But I thought it'd be fun to have at least an open hangout tonight. I'm not drinking anything. I got Shasta, like literally Shasta tonight. So. But if you're on that mailing list, let me know if you got the link. It's pretty substantial right now. I've probably got like 50 people or so on the list. I haven't counted, but it's pretty decent. So if I get that list up to like 100 or something like that should be pretty viable for these late night hangouts. And hopefully I'll have them later on as well in the evening, not just like 9 o'clock my time, but hopefully maybe like 3 a.m. or something like that if I can finish soundproofing my room. The guy that was supposed to do it kind of flaked on me. Oh well. But anyways, let's get to some of the news that's going out there. So there was a new order today. Well, it was actually a court. Wasn't directly an order, but it was the court. We had asked the court, the NonSequitur show, to have a motion to have Kyle turn over the books within 30 days and to turn over the channel within 14 days. The judge, but this is pro forma, by the way. This is actually just normal procedure. I found out the judge has deferred that temporarily, asking just for an affidavit with my signature notarized and executed that the facts of the matter are the facts of the matter. That'll be to me tomorrow. I should be able to go down. I have to go to the bank tomorrow anyways to get some money, my money for my daughter. So we're gonna go down there tomorrow. I'm gonna if I get it early enough, hopefully I will, and I'll be able to notarize that and have the bank faxes the stuff for me. So it should be back to the lawyer tomorrow, which means it should be in front of the judge on Wednesday, which means he can actually sign the two orders we have in front of him. They both actually include the turning over the channel. So it should only be a few more days for that. Like I said, it's pro forma. All the judge wants is just an affidavit saying that the facts of the matter are true. That's the entire discovery phase. I don't have to give him anything else. So hopefully that's pretty easy. It's as the lawyer said, he wants to get the best possible outcome, and I agree. We want the best possible outcome, but the wheels of justice turn slow, but they do turn. So. Chaz, you got any questions on that? Have you been following any of that? I'll go over this real quick if you guys want to, but have you read it on anything?
Yeah, well, I was just watching a live stream with Unirock reviewing a video that Brody and Dragnuts put out, which was somewhat humorous.
Yeah, I heard something. I don't watch any of their stuff. I haven't watched them in years. I have nothing to do with any of them. I watched Unirock, but I didn't watch Unirock today. But a couple people have told me that Unirock did something on it tonight. I actually was sleeping today. I was exhausted from yesterday. I ate so much yesterday; it was ridiculous. I mean, we went to Applebee's first, and yes, Applebee's for all you Applebee haters out there. I'm not going to forget that Applebee's is good down here. But we went to Applebee's, and then we went to Red Robin with my daughter. Had a free tavern burger. Spent some time with her, which was amazing. Hopefully, she'll be staying with me for a while. Is the eventual goal. And then we went to Golden Corral and just pigged out on sweets. I had more sugar last night than I probably have had all year because I'm not a big sugar fan. But man, did I eat a lot of baked goods. So if you're a vet and you went out to get some free grub yesterday, come on in. Let me know what you guys had and what you guys did. Oh, Sammy didn't get the email, by the way. Well, I know the email went out because Chaz got it and Lawrence got it. He was in here earlier, but then he had to go. So I know the email went out, so you might want to check again because it did go. But if that's the case, Sammy, send me your info again on the account below. Like I said, I want an email for everybody because I have a record of it. It's just easier that way. And what I do is I just direct add you. So, but yeah, like I said, I didn't watch Uni stuff yet. Sweet Heathen was telling me about it a little bit. I probably will, but I don't ever watch Nate or them directly ever. It's just I know it's funny and I know it's comical that these people that have absolutely nothing to do with the case because they have no access to the actual attorney or the evidence think they can weigh in. Okay, whatever. From what I understand, they've got everything wrong from day one. Clearly, these are the people that actually sided with Kyle initially. So who cares about them? I think it's hilarious that they're weighing in, but I don't watch any of their stuff. But I will probably watch Unimorphs eventually. Oh yeah, so Hanson got the email. Well, Sammy, remember Sammy Jenkins? I guess email hates you, Google hates you, YouTube hates you, and yeah, that's about it. Yeah, no, I don't know. Stuart, even Stuart got the email. Do you want me to send it to you right now, Sammy? Do you want to come in? Just let me know. I got a little bit of dry cough, so you're gonna have to forgive me a little bit. There's a fire out here a while ago, and I think it's actually got some particulates in the air. But okay, so let's go over this order real quick if you want. It's actually an order from the Platonist motion of default judgment, and I'll screen share it here in a second so you guys know what's going on. There it is. So, like I said, it's just a few more days. I was hoping that the judge would just sign it, but we found out the judge has to get a signed affidavit saying that the facts of the matter are the facts of the matter. It's already been enumerated. We've already listed the facts of the matter. There is already a default judgment. The default judgment's already in there. We've already won the case. It's what we're trying to do now is order Kyle to turn over the channel and to order him to show the books. I'm also trying to contact YouTube and go directly through them, which is a little bit problematic through YouTube, and they have no address to really do anything with. But I figure if I can get the channel back a few weeks early rather than having to wait for Kyle to do it and probably be found in contempt, the better off I am. So I'm just taking the initiative to try to do it through YouTube, and we'll get to that. But before the judge was the order to get the books and to turn over all the channel assets, including Patreon and all that. So it was not just the YouTube channel, but it was also the podcast and any associated media with it and platforms. So you can find that if you go to the webpage for the North Carolina's the ECF number 10 order. So this is what he's just filing a motion on. He says that the court knows the plaintiff's proposed judgment default recites that the plaintiff fulfilled a verified complaint, which my complaint was fulfilled, executed, and judged on. The complaint in court record is not verified. Neither the plaintiff has filed any affidavit. The reason being is we've asked the court for the book so we can file an affidavit for how much we're requesting to sue for. We don't know how much we're suing for because we don't have the books. That's the problem. That's been the problem. We have an idea, and people know it's exceptionally high. I mean, it's 6 figures or more, but we need those books to really do it. If we can't get the books, then we can just do it our own and say, hey, this is what we're asking for based upon this, which is easy to do. And if Kyle disagrees with it, then he has to actually file a motion to say, no, I don't think that's right. That's too high. I want a lesser amount. He can't vacate this. This is not something to be vacated. His appeal is done. He can't appeal it. It's a done deal. But he can request a lower amount if the amount we request is too high. So that's one of his options. The court concluded that any default judgment should include finding of fact, which are both uncontested by reason of the defendant's failure to respond and support adequate, competent evidence. Accordingly, the court defers any consideration of entry of default judgment until such time as plaintiff submitted appropriate and sufficient evidence supporting the facts asserted. Such support may include a verified complaint, affidavit, or such further documentation evidence as may be necessary. According at this time, the court defers motion on the ruling so ordered by the Judge Gale. Now, again, all that is he's asking for an affidavit from me, the plaintiff, to show that the facts of the matter are adequate or accurate and correct. I don't have to show the evidence, which I clearly have, but he's not asking for that. All he says is, we need you to sign this, that the facts before me from the orders from, it's actually 10, 11, and 12, ECF number 10, 11, 12, are correct. That's it. So it's going to take a few more days to do that. Then he should sign the orders and should be executed. I would imagine by end of week. So it is happening. It's just really freaking slow. So my apologies on that. I know a couple people have been like, Steve, been saying for a month or whatever. Yeah, well, the wheels of justice, they turn slow, and we want to do this right, and that's the biggest thing. We are suing for a lot of money. We have a lot riding on this, and we've already won the case, so we want to make sure we get the best possible outcome. So it is going to be a little slow, but it's moving forward fantastic. Everything is, like I said, pro forma. There's nothing even unusual about this from what I found out, so I'm not worried about it. I was just hoping it would be sooner, that's all. Swetka, hey, buddy. How you been? He says, is Kyle just planning on stalling in perpetuity or something? Yes. I don't see what else he could be up to. He hasn't been responding to anything. He's disappeared. He has literally absconded with $60,000+. Literally absconded with it. As far as I know, nobody's talked to him. Nobody's heard from him. Nobody knows if he's live. I don't know. But I can tell you this. He has taken the money and ran. So that's the only thing that I can actually say for an absolute fact is that he's absconded with the money. Which, by the way, if you guys remember, correct me if I'm wrong, Chaz, you may remember, did he or did he not promise the fans, who he doesn't give a shit about, I don't think, obviously, that I would be given everything that I'm due?
Several times.
Several times. So I would put that into the lied column. I'm not going to be as charitable as I was before. I gave him every opportunity. I've been forthright. Everything I've said has been the honest truth and backed with evidence. This is why 95% knows what the hell's going on. But the Fantastic Four, I'm going to call them. You guys will think of a better name. Let me know. But the Fantastic Four, Mr. Atheist, God Engineer, Caitlin Clory, and Katie Joy Polson. They obviously had no clue what's going on. They backed the wrong horse. They realized Kyle was lying. They issued all retractions and said, "Hey, you know what? Yes, Kyle lied to us." But not one of them asked about the money. Not one of them, apologized to me or the fans. So I still hold all four of those people personally responsible for the Non-Sequitur show demise. And I hope my audience does too, and I hope that the fans do, in perpetuity. I have said, I think you are assuming there's money left. Oh, no, I'm not. Do you think I'm an idiot? That money is long since been spent, I'm sure. I have no doubt in my mind about that. But there might be something. I mean, there's still be a few $1,000s left because he has to survive on something. Now, here's the thing. He can't file a bankruptcy. The Chapter 13 bankruptcy does not allow for fraudulent or when it's called breach of fiduciary duty to be discharged on a Chapter 13. So he can't file a bankruptcy. And North Carolina has really wonky laws on how to garnish wages. There are some exceptions. It's difficult. But there are other loopholes and ways around that. But, yeah, I'm not holding my breath that I'm not going to get paid unless I actually attach something to assets and to his bank accounts and to any job that he ever has. But I have years to do that. But that's the only way I probably will, of course. Yeah, I'm aware of that. But you know what? It's still a matter of principle. I'm not a greedy person. I mean, the thing is, it's $30,000, but I'm you know what? At least my reputation is intact, and I'm pretty proud of that. His isn't. And I told my daughter when I was out for lunch, I said, "Listen, this is something that if something happens to me, you have all the paperwork. It's on a document on my desktop. And if something had happened to me, contact the lawyer and talk to your mom and go after this guy forever, So she's well aware that this has been going on, and she's well aware that there's a lot of money involved. And I told her, well, if something happens to me, you get the money if you want to fight for it, which she's all for, clearly. So, oh, by the way, people in my business are all the time. There's bottom feeders that are always going to be bottom feeding off this. But the thing is that from what I understand, because again, I don't watch their stuff, they never get shit right. They're basically pulling a clown car posse and thinking that they're knowing what they're talking about when they don't, because they do not have access to the actual evidence, nor do the lawyer correspondence. So I find it comical because everything people have been saying on the other side have gotten wrong, clearly. If people haven't figured out that everything I've said so far has been correct, there might be a problem because I have all the evidence and I have also all the records. So, yeah, I'm always going to tell you guys straight. So, let's see here. What's the base case scenario? That's a good question, actually. Best case scenario would be Kyle pulling his head out of his ass and actually turning over the stuff that we request without having to bring him to court by having him arrested for civil contempt. Because that will be the action at one point. If after 14 days he doesn't turn over the channel, and if after 30 days he doesn't turn over the books, we will request for the bench to issue a civil contempt course, not a criminal contempt course, but a civil contempt course, which means that he failed to execute the will of the court, and he has to come in front of the judge and explain why. The judge can impose a fine. The judge can impose prison time for a civil contempt. That's completely up to the judge. But it would be a bench warrant to get him in front of the judge for failing to execute the order. So the best case is having him do that before that, only for the fact that it expedites getting my channel back. That's the big thing. But I know a lot of people want to see some, I hate, for lack of a better word, retribution, but at least not even reparative justice. It's retributive justice. They want to see some retributive justice, and I get that. And maybe I do as well. But my goal is to expedite getting the channel and getting money and getting the books, right? That has to be my number one priority. And if Kyle happens to go to jail over it, so be it. But I think that'd be the best case. Now, as far as the money, we are suing, as people know, for $25,000 plus, because that's the minimum you can sue for in Superior Court. It's probably going to be around $30,000 principal. We're suing for 3 times damages on that, so it's $90,000. We're suing for probably about $10,000 in court costs and legal fees. Eventually, what it's probably going to be up to. And we're also suing for up to $25,000 per count with 7 counts. So you guys do the math on that. So yeah, I'm a little tiny today. I'm not sure why this isn't showing me full when I speak. I mean, I can go like this if you want. Does that make it better? You get to see my hair. Yeah. I'm a little self-conscious today. I just woke up a little while ago. I literally I have seasonal whatever disorder, and when the time zone changes and it gets this like dreary conditions, I get really like low energy, and it affects me for about a week or so, and then I'm back to normal.
Sad, huh?
No, I'm not depressed. No, it's just I don't have seasonal depression. It's just
seasonal affective disorder.
Yeah, seasonal affective disorder, but it's not to that degree, right? It's just that
okay.
Every time I kind of get down, and again, not depressed wise, but it's just I have to get into the time zones ages. But yeah, I kind of slept today, so plus like I said, I ate so much yesterday that I was just done. I was spent, you know.
Well, I hope everything's okay on your end. I don't know. Google is just, I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Excuse my language.
That's a good segue, though. YouTube Legal. Okay, so let me tell you, I have been writing to YouTube Legal for a while, and I keep getting the automated responses, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this last one I wrote, I did it longer, I did it harder, I did it better, and I actually put it out on Twitter and said, look, I need to have this broadcast. I need this signal boosted. So if you are on Twitter, if you can go to my Twitter feed and find where I posted the email that I have for YouTube and retweet that, that would be great. I'm asking bigger YouTubers to help. Now, again, it's not like it's super critical because eventually Kyle will have to turn over the channel at some point. It's a matter of just time. But I don't want to wait another 3-4 weeks, right? It's if I don't have to. If I can get YouTube to do it because I have a default judgment saying that I am the sole owner of the channel, then that would be better for me. The other way would be, him actually having to do it by issuing an order directed to him, which we should have by the end of the week. And if, worst case, ordering a directive to YouTube. But the problem is, again, no one knows how to get in touch with YouTube. It's nearly impossible. They have nowhere to send anything. Now, what I'll probably end up doing is after these next 2 orders get signed, hopefully this week, after I send the affidavit back to them, I am going to print everything. I'm going to put it into a manila envelope. I'm going to write the address to YouTube and Google on the envelope, San Bruno, and I'm going to have it sent certified mail to their headquarters. That's probably, I think, the best way. So.
Yeah. So you have to, so I'm sorry I came in kind of late. So you have to wait for YouTube to make some move?
Yeah, YouTube can take the channel and put it back to original conditions due to fraud or due to like hacking or something like that. So I've asked them, I am the original owner of that channel. It was taken by fraud, per court, right? The court has ruled on that. It is a done deal. Kyle has tacitly admitted to fraud, fraudulent conversion, unjust enrichment, breach of fiduciary duty, and breach of contract. That's done. So because of that, I'm arguing to YouTube that because I have been awarded ownership, somebody else has that channel, therefore I need YouTube to return it back to me. But the problem is, I mean, that's a great argument, and YouTube has done that before, but the problem is having a human being actually read that.
Yeah, I don't think a human being's actually going to read it.
I had
it takes a lot of pressure.
One time, somebody obviously, I think, read it, and they said, attach the documentation that you're talking about, and I did, and I heard nothing back from them. So I wrote a new case. I wrote a new thing to them.
So what happens if YouTube doesn't do this?
Well, then we have to wait for the order to go to Kyle, and then we have to just wait for him to turn it over after being ordered to by the court. Yeah.
And what happens if he doesn't turn it over?
He goes to jail.
Wow. So it's in his best interest to turn it over.
Yeah, it'll be a contempt thing.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm just being honest with you, Steve. YouTube is just, I mean, they're just, if you don't meet certain requirements,
25 million
you
subs.
Don't even exist. You don't even exist.
25 million subs to multiplier.
Care.
Multiplier is 25 million subs. He got them to recognize.
They've deleted channels with 1 million subs. They don't care. They don't care. And I don't know what it's like. Luck of the dice if you actually get like somebody in person. I don't know what the requirement is. It's impossible. And I've given up on it. Anytime I have some little problem, I just fuck it. It's
25 million subs. I guess that's the threshold which we're talking.
Yeah, but again, like to them, it's like a drop in the bucket. Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer.
No, you're right though. You're right. I mean, look. I only have 24,900 and like 88,000 more subs to go. So 24 million. I'll be good. I'll be good to go. I'll be there, man. I mean, YouTube they'll be listening to me one day.
I'm gonna bail, guys.
All right, thank you, bud.
Good night.
Good night. Who else dropped in? I saw another name come in, but I didn't catch it. Who was that?
Hey, what's up, man?
Who is it?
It's Dan.
Hi, Dan.
Hey, how are you?
What you got for us, buddy?
Oh, I can't help but just think back to this whole process, this slow process of from you releasing that video to where we are and all the different exit ramps that Kyle could have taken, all the times. Like as soon as you had Glenn, a smart person, if he didn't have a lawyer, would have said, okay, especially given some things in his past, would have said, okay, it doesn't matter if GE and all these people are supporting me. What matters is my fucking head is in a vice right now. And even the fact that he could just send you the fucking access to the YouTube channel right now if he wanted to. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't understand the level of stupidity, disrespect, hubris. It just goes on, and it's so tragic. You guys had all this momentum, and it just grinds to a halt, and you're gonna have to, start over. Not over, but it's gonna be uphill, and what a waste.
Well, okay, there's a couple things that I agree with you. Everything you just said. Kyle has now said he's going to make it as difficult as possible, what he doesn't realize, making it difficult on me makes it difficult on him. Every day makes it worse from him. People had noted on the thing that we sued for that we were only suing up to the June 11th, the day that he locked us out. That's true, but we are doing a supplemental after that. So everything that's after that I've earned, it's still going to be added to that. So it's every day that I do not have the channel, we are suing for, literally suing for. So it'll all add up eventually. And he's not doing himself any favors because the court has already recognized that he has not been forthright with anything. He has not fulfilled any kind of defense things that he said he's going to do, by the way. He said he was going to file some paperwork. He never filed anything. It wasn't just it got lost. It wasn't just it didn't go through. He didn't file anything. It was a completely outright lie. And so we have all that. I mean, so anything that he has to say in front of the judge, we have evidence that his credibility is shot. So
I have
he's done on
no
that.
doubt. I have no doubt that you're gonna be able to hold him liable for everything, but at the same time, it's hard to, I don't know the right metaphor, but it's hard to get money out of somebody who either doesn't make a lot of money or is going to try to work ways around avoiding. And then, so best case scenario, you'll have the satisfaction of squeezing him for the rest of his fucking life, but you're not, you know what I mean? You're
Yeah,
not going to get your 20 grand lump sum or
30
whatever, you
grand.
know what I mean?
Yeah, no, and I
Yeah.
get that. And I'm sure there's a lot of people going, "Oh, look, Steve got screwed out of 30,000." Well, you know what? If they're certified, it makes them happy. Great. I look forward to other things. I'm not a materialistic person. I've always lived frugal. It's not about the money for me. Is that I wanted money for my daughter. I've been making sure that she's been taken care of because she's at the driving age now. So I kind of want to get her a car.
I think what you
but-
understand is you do have an eye for talent, different kinds of talent, people that are good as like co-hosts, people that are good as presenters, things like that. And I think that that's what made the show great is you really were able to pick, bring people into the community that had something to offer and be able to bring people in that were entertaining, that had opposing views or challenging views. And ultimately, like that formula is winning. It's going to be winning as long as you're not incredibly self-serving with non-sequitur and really just try to cover issues that everybody's interested in, but everybody, most people are not willing to put their biases aside and analyze things objectively. And, you're really good at that, and you're really good at finding people who value those kind of things. And I have no doubt it's going to get there. Like I said, it's just, man, Kyle could have ended up getting half the money from that point on, and he wouldn't be dealing with any of this. And I'm not saying that, like, I feel bad for him, but looking now at all the GDC people coming after you and all this type of shit, I can't help but think of all the people that were in his ear, encouraging what he was doing, not caring what happened to him as a result of it, on and on and on. And these people are at this point just satisfied that, hey, we destroyed it. We don't give a fuck. And it's just like, all I see is victims. I don't see anybody winning. It just seems fucking terrible to me.
Yeah, again, your analysis is by the way, I'm humbled for it. Thank you, but I definitely agree with it. Real quick, Reed for $2 says, "Here's some donos. Keep up the good work, fam." Thank you, Reed, for the super chat. Yeah. See, here's the thing. One of the things I came to the table with the Non-Sequitur show is, yeah, I do have, I believe, a good eye for talent and for people that I think they're honorable people. I got to tell you, my track record is pretty spot on when I tell people these are shitty people, these are good people, these are ethical people, these are unethical people. I've been pretty goddamn accurate at that, almost to the fault, to my own detriment, to my own fault. I have people right now. Oh, I had another super chat. I didn't see that real quick. Sorry, Sandring, $10. I was hoping you would have the channel by my birthday so I could celebrate both things on a stream, but the 9th sale by and YouTube doesn't seem to care. I'm sorry about that, Sandring. But you'll be on the first show we have back, so you know that. But for example, like me finding Chess. Chess and I found each other on Twitter ages ago. And I just liked what she had to say, right? And I thought she'd be really good to get her on air and at least get her opinions out there. And for the first time, I realized, yeah, she's really awesome at this stuff. And so I cultivated that. And so I wanted her to be a co-host. I want to bring her on as that. And it worked out exceptionally well. For the Non-Sequitur show, I was bringing the guest. I was finding them. I was booking them or trying to book them. But unfortunately, Kyle, 99% of the time, wouldn't schedule the guests that I had picked, especially toward the end. He just dropped the ball on all of them. As a matter of fact, I'm sure there's people in the live chat right now that will tell you, yeah, man, I was supposed to be on the Non-Sequitur show, but Kyle never got back to me. I get those messages all the time. And so I want to keep the format very similar, but there are going to be some changes. We are. I don't want to give it away too much. We're going to get rid of a lot of the iconography that's on there now. We are probably going to go a little more heavy on certain topics. We're going to be introducing, things that people may have never heard of. We're going to be doing not just science, philosophy stuff, but also, bizarre stuff. And I kind of want to go, and I hate to say this, just on vacation for a little while. Hope she's not watching, but I kind of want to go a little more, not anti SJW, but hold SJW accountable for some of the things they do. Now I know that's going to be controversial, right? But I realized that you have to have a channel that has some dichotomous values to it. You have to have a channel that some people aren't going to like. I've always said the secret of success on YouTube is 80% like, 20% dislike. Now, I could be way off from that, but it seems to be worked for me because I have steady growth. But you're always going to have people that hate shit. You're always going to have haters. You're going to have bullies. You're going to have trolls. You're going to have people that just are nipping at your heels. It's going to happen. So as long as those people are out there that I really do not agree with, especially the SJW crowd, let me phrase this, the rabid fundamentalist SJW crowd, not the normal ones, because I have a lot of normal SJWs that I think are wonderful. Sarah Michelle and Brittany Simon, anti-ordinary people that are, I would consider to be activist or feminist or social justice that I think are amazing. But the radical ones, like the Essence of Thought and the objectively, subjectively, or Goddess Iwan used to be known as, those kind of people, yeah, they're going to exist, and I want to show why they're just fundamentally, part of my French, because, well, this video's already been demonetized. They're fucked. I don't mind that on the Non-Sequitur. I don't want it to be a completely neutral platform. Let me know what you guys think on that. But neutral platforms do not work. I've explained this to somebody just recently who has a fairly neutral platform, that you're going to have to eventually choose a side in some ways. You're not going to be able to not moderate your comments. You're not going to be able to not moderate your live chat. You have no choice when you're talking about these topics, or you will not survive. They will eat you, especially these toxic people that have been around the communities for several years. You know a lot of the people. You remember back in the DDC days, the people that have been arguing about that stuff for 3 years, 2 years, whatever it's been, will never let it go. They're obsessed by it. They're obsessed by me. Let them. Majority of the people that have been around for a while have known the truth. All they got to do is, if anybody new comes in, all they do is got to talk to any of those people that have been around my channel and have known the truth. I don't want to deal with it any longer.
I never understood why there was something wrong with challenging any idea. Like, I don't care what the idea is. If somebody's willing to challenge it, I don't understand why that's not acceptable.
Because because Essence of Thought Police thinks that if you challenge him, you're automatically wrong. You're automatically a transphobe if you disagree with him. That is by default. It's probably prima facie.
I understand his position, but what I'm saying is, I'm coming from my position. I don't understand why that would. If you challenge a thought, what you do is you come down to, you challenge. You
Yes.
give the opposite, and you contrast it, and the strongest argument is going to win out.
That's the platform that I've always had. When I started the GDC on G+, that was it was just to get people talking, and it was to have arguments. A lot of people disagree with stuff. It was for atheists, it was for agnostics, it was for theists, it was anybody that had a point of view that wanted to have something discussed. Now there was some limitations. Obviously, flat Earth stuff, we didn't want to bother with that. But there is some ideas that are so stupid to even not be entertained. I personally believe that. I don't believe that we should have things so open that we should actually even entertain certain ideas. I just don't.
Right.
But that's just personally
me.
It's
like low-hanging fruit.
Yeah, I mean, it's like like, oh, you know what? Let's let all the murderers free. Let me argue that. I'm not going to entertain that kind of stuff. But Rags had asked, hey, by the way, how you been, Rags? It's been a while, dude. You want in? Rags isn't on my mailing list yet, so if you want, I'll send you the link via Discord, but let me know. SJWs can come in the extremes of both sides. Every reasonable person has a reason to oppose them. Yeah, and that's fine. It's not just SJWs. Every side has a fundamentalist, and every side has extreme points of view. I think the new Non-Sequitur is going to tackle all that stuff. We're going to be like 2.0 and really get into the stuff that I wanted to get into. That was, I thought, was the crux of what Non-Sequitur is supposed to be. That every penny was sacred and divisive in some ways. Because Kai was afraid to. Kai was afraid to do a lot of that stuff. And even though I didn't want to do some of the SJW stuff that he wanted to do, I thought it was very toxic. I was right on that, by the way. But I wanted to do a different way of approaching things than he did.
Well, I know for me, one thing, I think the anti-SJW thing, especially like pre-Trump, was at its height as far as like the fire against that. And to be honest, I feel like there were a lot of people on the left that didn't even really know what it was. I started watching Drunken Peasants, in probably like 2016 or something, and it was almost like painful to watch them because they would watch Fox News, and I just literally would never watch Fox News. So even them being critical of it was painful because I'd have to listen to these opinions that I felt I was getting strawman and that was blah, 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 blah. But the point is, I think what DP did well was that they try to be critical of both sides, and sometimes to a fault. Like sometimes like it's easy just to be critical for the sake of being critical. And when the person can't respond back, that format's pretty easy to win at. But you guys sort of approaching things at least objectively, ostensibly that way would be good, but doing it from a little more, I don't want to say like uh, um, academic, but coming at it with more expertise and
A little
people
bit
that
better
have
analysis.
insight into it. Right.
Yeah.
I feel like there's definitely
That's the goal.
value there. And I definitely think that more than 3 years ago, there's a lot of people on the left that recognize, okay, there's this wing of extreme people on the left that I didn't even recognize was there before. Because this morality thing swept in with the Trump reaction. Everybody was just as soon as Trump won, everybody was like, "Oh my God, everybody's a Nazi." Everybody, you know what
exactly.
I mean?
Oh yeah. It went far extreme.
Swept up into that. And once things settle down, you realize, okay, there's a lot of people throwing rhetoric out there, and it doesn't seem to be materializing. As far as like, are the Nazis on the rise, or things like that? But I don't know. I don't want to take over.
I think you're spot on that again. I mean, your analysis has been great. And again, I appreciate your kind words on that. Remember, Sandy Jenkins, $2 says, non-sec and GDC will be a force to be reckoned with. Thank you. And Helios 575 says, $5. As a prank, you should have Cheshire's first debate be against a real solipsism believer. I would love to see how she fills those 2 hours with. That would be fun. We could make that happen. Man, you said a lot of points that I wanted to touch on, but I'm trying to think how I want to go about it. Yes, there was a lot of fanaticism with when Trump got into office, and these people lost their minds. The Trump derangement syndrome, they call it. I've seen some signs of that, but now I think most people realize that Trump is just a shitty president. I mean, let's be realistic here. He just sucks. He's an idiot. He has no competency whatsoever. But anybody could actually sit there and say that, right? Anybody could jump on the hate Trump bandwagon. And by the way, I'm not saying they shouldn't. I'm just saying that it's not that difficult to do. But I want the NonSequitur show to be more than just political stuff like that. I like the Drunken Peasants. I'm on there twice a month. Ben loves having Chester and I on. The fans seem to like it. Ben and I kind of have a good rapport because we have very similar stories, and we built up a lot of trust there. So I like going on the Drunken Peasants, and they like having me on, so that's fun. But I want something similar, but not like that. We're not going to be doing their format. It works for them, great. It wouldn't work for me. What I wanted to do was based upon the GDC type stuff. Again, this is why I started getting popular to begin with. And I like that format. I think we had a good format. Unfortunately, of course, you have people out there that are trying to tear that down. They have for years. Let them. They've accomplished nothing. I mean, they've literally accomplished nothing. All they do is just bottom feed off of it. And if that's what they want to do and get crumbs, okay, so be it. That's for them. They weren't promised anything. The entire GDC channel, by the way, made $30 at that time. $30 they were fighting over. I'm not even exaggerating. I've shown it. It was $30 damn dollars. Yeah, I lost 30,000, so I really don't want to hear him bitch about $30 being split like 12 ways. It's just ridiculous. It's absolutely absurd. So, I
don't want to use the term "fucking losers," but I'd like to just go.
But
ahead
I'm right.
You
know I'm right, and everybody who's been in the GDC knows that I'm right. They've seen the evidence.
This wasn't a huge channel making all this money.
I was under 2,000 subs. And I had Patreon, and I was trying to explain to people, there's no money on. I didn't even have the GDC channel monetized at the time, but it was just like, I was like, I got it monetized afterwards. It was like $30 it made, and then things went to crap. But it took a while to monetize, obviously. But what they didn't understand is you make your money off Patreon nowadays. It isn't off ad revenue. I don't make that much off ad revenue. It helps, don't get me wrong, it's great. But because of the ad apocalypse, clearly Patreon is the way to go because it's a set amount every month that you know is incoming, and it's a great way to communicate with your fans and people that want to have direct access to you. It's a very good way. I had somebody message me the other day. They needed help with their statistics homework. I got them in touch with a statistics friend of mine.
So I didn't watch a lot of those GDC things with all those people in it that are pissed at you.
I'm glad you do because I sure the hell don't. I haven't watched any of that in a very long
I
time.
don't mean like their current material.
No.
I mean, what was the nature of you guys' shows that made them feel like they were entitled to something?
Oh, there's a lot of backstory there. I mean, it's so petty. If I even told you, you probably think I'm lying to you, but it's the God honest truth. But there was like one time I had Dr. Mary Schweitzer on, who was a paleontologist, if you remember her, that did the analysis on the ostrich's medullary bone, determined that it was pregnant and basically a bird. I mean, a dinosaur. So the birds are dinosaurs, right? And that this was a 65, 67 million years old find that still had collagen. That was it could exist. All right, thank you, Albon. And there was a person in there who I don't talk about, but they wanted to no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I stand corrected. It wasn't Mary Schweitzer's. It was actually Fuzzrana, Dr. Fuzzrana. Wow, did I mess that one up? So I'm obviously not lying because I messed up my own story. It was Dr. Fuzzrana was on there with, and I think it was on with Hugh Ross. And there's somebody in that hangout that wanted to like just take it down a tangent, right? Just take it down a rabbit hole, and I had to shut it off. And they lost their mind because they were just so narcissistic and so about them that how dare that I shut them down, and it was just down here ever since then. So, but there's also people in the great debate community itself.
Weird because I watched the one guy who was just in here who said that he watched the Unirock streams where he was covering a couple of those guys, and wow, they really think that they're just the academic.
Yes.
I mean, they talk about you so dismissively, and honestly, like I'm not going to start dropping names because there's no point in that.
I don't ever mention their names, and I don't care to.
But even people beyond people beyond those people, I've started just kind of listening because I enjoy listening to the conversations where people talk to like apologists and stuff, and I sometimes just hear sort of like passing comments about you or how you're overrated or how you're this or you're that, or I don't get why people like watching Steve because he doesn't have this degree or he doesn't. And it's just like, obviously people like watching you. So like, there's no dispute about that. The fact that they don't understand why is like, okay, watch something else,
Right.
Not to mention the fact that they were working with you before. So having this whole grudge against you at the same time saying that you're overrated is like, okay.
But that doesn't bother me. Look, I couldn't explain it to them any clearer. I spent 2 hours, and by the way, I will give you guys a heads up. Within the next year, and much sooner, but sometime next year, probably a lot of stuff's going to come out. And I'm very happy for that. Very, very happy for that. But it won't be from me. It'll be from other people. But I try to explain to them that they have to promote their own shit. They have to promote their own channels. I'm promoting my channel. I do what I want on my channel. It's my channel. They wanted to control how I did my channel. I wasn't going to let that happen. They could run their channel any way they want.
What you've said with NonSequitur too. You've said this is going to be a vehicle to help other channels grow, and it's going to be reciprocal. And you say all the time that a rising tide lifts all boats, and obviously that was probably your philosophy then too. It's like we're all going to help each other out through this channel, and you can take what you get from here and build your own thing. And
which has worked, by the way. It worked on the NonSequitur show. A lot of channels came from that. It wasn't just like Digital Hammurabi, but also Misha Griffith's channel, Unsubtle History, was from that. And by the way, she is one of my staunchest supporters. I mean, she is amazing, and she loves the content. And I have academics that do love this stuff.
That's the thing. These academics realize that like you being a good communicator helps to sort of bridge the gap between their expertise and the audience. And you're a good middleman that can sort of translate those ideas or bring, I don't
What
know.
I
I
like to
mean,
do.
right. Well, I'm just saying there's talent to that. And you being able to I mean, maybe they could get in here and talk to a biologist the way you can or a philosopher the way you can. I'd like to see it. But my point is they talk about you as though as though you like it's just so ridiculous.
Uh,
Like you obviously are a really smart guy. You're
Thank you.
obviously funny and talented and blah blah blah. And I just,
Oh, but haven't you heard? I write on the backs of others. So
well, it's just weird. It's like
whatever.
I'm a fan of yours. I
Thank
don't
you.
agree with everything you do. I don't agree with all your
I would
tactics
expect
of
you
how
to.
you go about things. And yeah, and you wouldn't expect me to. But it's like, I don't know, the level of dismissiveness of all of these atheist people that always love to challenge apologists on morality. When this is all going on right in front of them, it's like, even if they have personal things with you or they think you're overrated or whatever the fuck it is, I don't know how they can justify what happened and not be like, listen,
Wish
me
I
and
knew.
Steve have our problems, we have our past, but Kyle, what you did is fucked up. And I don't care what all these other people say around me. Because honestly, a lot of these content creators seem like ostriches with their heads in the sand. And they're just huddled in a little circle, just ignoring you and just building each other up, doing fundraisers together, jerking each other off.
I've noticed. Everything will have noticed.
And
We
they
know these
literally
things. Yeah.
don't give a fuck what's happening. I don't
No,
know.
and a lot
It's
of them
bothersome at the same time.
they've been on the channel. They've been on this channel. They've been on the NonSequitur Show channel too. They don't care. The reason being is they're held to an ideology. They're held to they're held to their dogmatic way of thinking. I mean, God forbid you pissed off Matt Dillahunty, right? I mean, I get a video, half of it's downvoted if I even mention anything about Matt in a non-flattering light. So they have a very dogmatic way of looking at things. And so they can't say anything because they'll be excommunicated too. They'll have been guilty of heretical thinking and not following the orthodoxy and orthopraxy. So I've seen this happen. I've literally seen it happen. Look what happened to Jim Hall from Atheist Edge. He sided with me. He was like, knew from the beginning everything I said was true. He jumped on board and said, look, I have to take a moral assessment on this. And he did. They ostracized him a bit for it. Still have. And so these people are not going to stick their necks out because they have no vested interest to. It's not about morality. It's about they want the connections. They want to be in good with these people. They want
they have a network of
Right.
atheist, content creators, and they're like, hey, check out my buddy this and check out my friend that's content.
Which I don't have, but if I wanted that, I would be doing that, right? If I wanted a channel like everybody other, if I wanted something to be like Mr. Atheist like that and just sacrifice my principles, I could have done that. Who couldn't, right? But I didn't. I never did. I believe the same things I believe.
The thing is, on Non-Sequitur, you're willing to have on anybody. You'd have those people on, which you did. You'd have creationists on, which you did. And, but it's just so weird, like I said, I draw those references back to DP because I think in certain ways they have always been outcasted from both sides, but it's given them a market.
Oh, they were popular.
Yeah,
they're popular.
Right. I mean, people who find the level of, I don't want to say Puritanism, but it's sort of like that, of this, like, don't question certain things and, just getting offended by everything. I think that there's a lot of people who, I left the church. I came from a really religious background, and I don't have any interest in being a part of like a group like that.
A lot of people don't.
I wanna hear opposing views, and I wanna hear, okay, like I was a huge Matt Dillahunty fan. I had a fucking Atheist Experience T-shirt, the whole thing. Now I've since donated it to Salvation Army, who probably threw it in the trash. But the point is, I was someone who was sold out on Christianity, and I walked away from it. I was someone who literally watched Atheist Experience like a zombie for a long time, and when I hear something that makes sense, that's true, I'm going to go in that direction, regardless of, being able to say,
you have
what,
critical thinking.
90% of what I got from them was really beneficial. But the fact that they're so stubborn on this one issue that's actually causing problems and actually like encouraging people to go against you and people who are, telling the truth, as though you're, muddying the waters and you're the one who's, using theist philosophy to try to change definitions. It's
By quoting atheist philosophers like Dr. Malpass and Paul Draper, Dr. Paul Draper, and Dr. McCormick and Dr. Mal. Oh yeah, well, he's actually a theist, but okay. But the rest, I mean, I know a lot of atheist philosophers, but you ask them to cite anybody and they don't, right? And you're right, they do stigmatize me, they do demonize me, they do straw man me, they get my arguments completely wrong. I've just recently had somebody they're sure that I was a prescriptivist when it comes to uses of terminology, not like a non-cognitivist, but it's like, no, that's Matt Delahunty's shtick. That's not who I am. But real quick, I got to read some of these things. We're behind on the live chat. Sorry guys, wow, you guys been talking. But there's a couple things I wanted to read on here. And by the way, while I'm doing that, can we get some likes on the video? People have been downvoting the videos, this is fine. But we had like 250 likes.
Someone come in and hang out with us while he reads these.
Yeah, come on in. I sent the link out to the Hangout list, so you guys have it. Like 50 people on the list. Red Eye says, you will let people have manager status on this channel like me, so we could stream. It's not like you locked the GDC down and made $1 million. Yeah, no, I mean, people have access to that information. They can see how much I've earned. I'm not private anything. I mean, I gave my tax returns to Glenn and to Bullinator last year. Okay, I mean, could not have been more forthcoming with my information. Now that's going to stop at a certain point, if not even has been, because I don't need to do that any longer. I've demonstrated that these people are full of shit, and I've done so ethically. I've done so without having to release private information. I don't release emails, and I don't release DMs. People tell me things. I compartmentalize very well what people tell me, and they tell me don't let this out. This is private stuff. The reason for that is because I train myself to make sure that I don't accidentally release information that shouldn't be public. Now, I'm not perfect. I've had to slip up here and there over the last, how many years, but I very much try not to. And I fix the shit. People come to me, I will fix it. I will try to resolve things for people. We'll get Stuart here in a minute here. Dr. Zaya says, Mr. Atheist channel would be nothing without non-sec. Although you're probably not thrilled about that one. Jimmy's got his own talent, but his talent to me is basically bloviating and pushing his narrative about atheism, and the fact that he's so stuck on himself is ridiculous. He's one of the most arrogant, egotistical, egocentric people I've ever seen in my entire life. And that's saying something. But this is why he
came up with some acronym like GSMR or something, and he started pushing like this new term that he came up with instead of, to label the LGBTQ community that he was trying, he literally thinks that he's going to change the way that everybody labels each other from his YouTube channel. It's like, that's pretty grandiose, bro.
Well, I don't mind. Probably people want to make a difference. I don't even fault him for that if it makes sense, but I don't think it's going to stick. But the thing with him is that he was arrogantly wrong. He actually streamed to a channel that was not his after a demand letter was sent.
Oh, you could theoretically go after him for that, couldn't you?
There's a lot of things I could theoretically do, but I'm not even going to get any of that. One step at a time. Let's put it that way. But I will tell you this: I will always hold, at the very least, Mr. Atheist morally and ethically culpable for the downplaying of this stuff and for the covering up.
And big middle finger, dude. It's a pretty big middle finger it's a pretty big middle finger to literally please stop doing this, and then you get a demand letter, just completely ignore it. Yeah. They just bulldoze right on
and then cover up.
Not even fucking happening.
And then cover it up. He deleted comments. Right. He was blocking people who had asked him.
What you don't realize, Steve, what you don't realize is you're the bad guy, dude.
I know. I am literally Satan incarnate, I guess.
Right. They're defending people from you, so
yeah,
it's
I have been. Do you have any idea how many trial balloons have been sent up about my character, trying to destroy my character, my reputation? It has been amazing to watch. I mean, all the way from Stolen Valor, wrap your head around that one. To rape apologist, to neo-Nazi, to right, alt, left, center, mid.
I don't know what's worse between stealing
narcissist,
valor. I don't know what's worse between
paranoid,
stealing valor and accusing a veteran of stealing valor. I think they're both pretty.
but nobody
on
held them
ground.
accountable. Nobody
Dude, it's
held.
fucking crazy.
But explain this to me. Nobody held these people accountable. They were literally telling a veteran who has all the documentation, has. I have 9 shipmates on my Facebook page. I've been reading letters from home. I have a veteran's card. I mean, you don't get that unless you're honorably discharged. I have a good conduct medal. I had a 4.0 GP of evals. I had like 3.98 or something, but most of my evals were all 4.0. Don't ask me how. I really don't know. I swear to God, I don't know how I shouldn't have. I wasn't the best sailor sometimes because I hated it. I really did hate it. But to be honest, I had an excellent evals. But nobody went after these people for accusing me of stolen valor. Nobody stood up these people in the high atheist community, right? I shouldn't say nobody, but the 10,000 plus crowd in the atheist community. Nobody said, hey, you're accusing Steve of fraud. You're accusing him of tax evasion. You're accusing him of defrauding the government. Nobody stood up for him except for like 1-2 people. Jim Hall from Atheist was about the only one. What does that tell you? Nobody put their neck on the line. The only thing I got from some people was, well, we agreed that Kyle owed you money. Well, no shit. Even Kyle admitted that. Boy, that's really sticking your neck out, people. Good for you. Andrew Cole, $2. Regressive auto spline math and physics talk soon. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. You want to do like reticulated splines? Isn't that from like The Sims? Articulating the splines.
That's The Sims and SimCity.
Yeah. Let's see here real quick, and then we'll get you in here, Stuart, to weigh in. Let's see here. Anything else? Oh, Cheshire has a wild Cheshire appeared. When'd she come up? Just see here. We don't care what she has to say. Just kidding. I'm atheist and not like Steve. Thank you. Appreciate that. And you know what? It's not even about being liked or even respected. It's a matter of there are just certain things that are ethically right and wrong, I think. I mean, I do hold to objective morality in some ways. But, I mean, even if you don't, to say that what has happened in Non-Sequitur Show, to say that the Fantastic Four didn't help, destroy the channel, I just can't imagine that. To me, it's just completely unethical behavior that they did, and by covering it up. Mr. Atheist does know the algorithm, by the way, Helios. I don't. I'm going to have to work on that. I just don't know the algorithm very well, although we're going to be looking into that more. But anyways, hey, Rez. What's up, buddy? What's up, boy? That's Cheshire. Cheshire's our boy. We've got to determine she's transitioning. We just don't know from where to what. But all right, Stuart. Anyways, you've kind of followed along with some of this stuff, and you, by the way, you see this stuff firsthand on Twitter. If you guys aren't on Twitter, you guys are missing out because this stuff, a lot of it plays out on Twitter. But boy, have they come after you too? By the way, you're a horrible human.
Right. Oh yeah, because I'm a non-existent Aussie. What do you expect? Like, I don't exist. Yeah, no, I get on Twitter. I don't care. I do all this for fun. Like, I work a lot of hours and stressful hours actually most of the time. And yeah, Twitter's just an outlet. So come at me. I don't care. Like, you'll find out real quick that if you come at me sideways, you'll lose. So
I'm the same way.
Bring it on.
People like Steve. Let me. You know what? Hang on one sec. A couple people want to join. Why I say this? So I gotta close that up real quick so they can't see. Okay. So I've always said if you come at me sideways, I'm probably not gonna waste my time with you. And a lot of people are like, well, Steve blocks anybody who disagree with him. Oh, really? Name a person I've done that to, because I really don't recall ever doing that. If you disagree with me, we're gonna have a conversation. If you are an asshole and you start bringing up personal drama, you're done. I would just block you outright. I have a huge block list, and I don't mind that. I really don't. I have no impetus to sit there and waste my time with somebody who's only trying to troll and to cause drama. That's not what I'm for. Now, I respond to drama. We admit that. I respond to some, not everybody, but there's some like Scientist Mel. I'll respond to her because I think she is just mind-boggling passive aggressive.
I don't understand. Like, why would you create some merch, set it up for a charity, and then attach someone's name to it, like other people's names. Like, what is the point? That is just being damn right petty, and then dragging other people through the mud for it. It's stupid.
Yeah.
It is dumb.
And she's being called out for it, as rightly so. And
Yeah, and
but you know what's funny?
Understand why she uses subs. It's hilarious. Like, I'm losing subs. Yes, well, that's because of what you're doing, not because of these other people.
But Stuart, you know what's the funniest thing is? She makes my own arguments for me, right? I literally have said, I have said she has gone, and this is true. She has gone and she's DM'd people because they tell me, but she's DM'd people like, oh, I ran across this article about narcissism today. I thought you would be interested in it. Okay.
What about that one I screenshotted and she didn't actually read the article?
That was hilarious because she every point on there was her.
Yeah, she described herself.
Yes,
like,
I read it.
What the hell are you? Like, come on! I'm a layman. I'm not a scientist. I read things and then hang on. You're doing the exact same thing that's in this article.
That was hilarious.
Like, come on.
She clearly didn't read it.
Like, are you silly?
I took the points out of it.
Yes, you may be a smart person. You've got degrees. It's dumb.
Yeah, she loves to remind people she has 4 degrees. You know, not narcissistic at all. Yeah, by the way, narcissists can play the victim and they try to manipulate people to fight for them. Oh, who does that sound like?
Yeah. And that's exactly what the article was looking to.
Yeah, I don't hit any of those things on the narcissist checklist. Anything, I like to believe I'm humble, but
try and make it at you, which was hilarious.
There's also another word for that though. It's called projection. Yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like.
But they're like, oh, why are you going after scientist Mel? I'm like, no, she went after me, and I'm just bitch slapping her down because she's a toxic individual. She should have stuck with science. Her science could be fine, but she's hanging out with the wrong crowd. She's brought in the fuck Steve crowd and the people that are just after people for personal reasons rather than the arguments. That's going to destroy her channel. That's going to destroy her reputation. It already has. She's lost subs. She lost Patreon. She lost people following her because people are not as stupid as people like people to believe, right? These people that have been actively trying to sabotage people, and when somebody says, when somebody says, well, Steve, you're just being paranoid. People aren't really out to get you. They're not trying to smear you. And I'm like, I just look at bewildered, like, what?
Yeah.
Really?
It's like she blocked me. I've never interacted with her once. Like, I've never talked to her, and she blocked me because I pointed things to you and associated with you. Now, come on.
Yeah, well, she blocked Sweet Heathen the other day. You know, one of the nicest people I've ever met in my entire life.
That's funny. Like, she hasn't done anything. Like,
she hasn't done anything. She asked her something. It was they were having a simple thing. Nope.
And
guilt by association, which I don't do, by the way.
Your DMs, right? Who was the one who released the DMs?
Well, I told her she could, but I was fine with that only because.
Yeah. But she did it anyway. Like, she did it. Like,
I couldn't believe it. Yeah, that's kind of surprised me. Well, you know, okay, it did and it didn't. But most people, if I say, hey, you can release it, I think an ethical person would be like, thank you for that, but I'm going to choose not to. That's how I am. I do not, and I don't.
Of course.
But I only released hers only because she blocked me, and I had to like get the JavaScript for it. And I said, I'm going to give you guys the rest of the conversation. But that's the only time that I have. Now, I messed up a long time ago. I released somebody's because somebody was accusing me of stuff, and it was incidental. It wasn't anything major, but my distractors just latched on that till no end. This was several years ago, and I said, fuck that. I was like, you know what? So I just made a policy not to do it any longer.
Mistakes.
Yeah.
People are allowed to make mistakes.
And I wouldn't even consider it a mistake. There was reasons why I did, but my detractors had made it such a big issue because they were latched onto anything they possibly can, no matter how slight, you know.
Hey, at work, I make mistakes. Not all the time, but I've made major mistakes. Work colleagues have a laugh, and you fix it, move on. It's not something to someone for.
You're on that amazing Aussie connection, aren't you, right now?
Yeah, I've.
Go closer to your Wi-Fi because you're breaking up.
Oh, hang on one sec. I'll be right back.
All right, and Sandring decided to join us. Sandring. Rags says just ban women. Yeah, that'll work. No, I happen to like women, Rags. I happen to prefer them over men because I'm a sexist bastard. Go patriarch, or actually go, I guess, with matriarch. I much rather have women around me than men, but that's just it. I at least I'm open about that. I always get along better with women than I have in men in all my life, mostly. But is that sexist? Technically, probably is, isn't it? I'm a bad man. Whatever.
probably.
At least I'm. Hey, I figure if somebody's honest with their faults, what are you gonna do, right? But I do like having women around me.
Is my connection better now?
Yes. Oh,
Yeah,
that's the other thing,
yeah.
Stuart. People that aren't on Twitter, the narrative that I'm grooming, like Cheshire and Sweet.
Oh, come on! Like,
Yeah, there's
like
I'm grooming Cheshire and Sweet. I'm like,
these guys, like, okay, yes, I understand. A lot of them have come from Instagram, and Instagram is worse than Twitter. I can tell you that much.
it's toxic.
And Instagram is full of young people who have not had the experience of a lot of people they're trying to talk to. Now, they come up with like words, oh, boomer. Come on. Guys,
That's
it's
so
a
stupid.
word. Yes, it's a description. Yes, you want to use it as a pejorative. Go ahead. Like, it's going to wipe off everyone. And then you get the people who are so hateful towards some people, they'll latch onto these other groups. Now, all the troll groups are merging into one,
Yes,
and it's
there's
kind
like
of funny.
amalgamation of all of them.
It
Yes.
is hilarious because now
That's
they're
true.
going, oh, we're going to attack Steve this way, we're going to attack Steve that way, we're going to all come and attack this way, and it's funny. Like, come on.
But you're not even
guys.
exaggerating. That's the funniest part. There really are.
I know, I'm not.
They really
and
are. All these different
it's
troll
funny
groups from
thing.
these different things
And
are
you-
like, because I pissed off a lot of
Yeah.
people, and so the people,
Oh,
there's like
yeah.
the handful I pissed off from this group will get in touch with this group, and they will literally sit in Discord and talk smack about me all day long.
Oh, of course. And they deny it.
And they deny
this is
it.
the
It's like,
funny
really?
thing.
Really? Okay,
And then
whatever. Okay.
when you go through some of these people's YouTube channels and you watch older videos, there is the Discord channel,
Real quick,
and they're all sat in there.
Josh Garver, my buddy Josh, says for $20, not around a lot anymore, Steve. Just super busy, a lot of math to be done. Always still supports you. Apologies. And by the way, Josh was a huge factor. I mean, gargantuan factor to me flying Sweet down and having the best time of my life on my date with her. It was the best date of all time. I don't think anything can even top it or ever will top it. So, God forbid if I ever take anybody out again, they're gonna have to have high bar because it was the greatest time. So I thank him immeasurably for that. Sweet is without a question probably one of the best humans I've ever met. So I am severely biased, as you can tell.
Oh yeah.
I'm not just playing her up too. She's really an amazing person. I couldn't imagine it have gone better or more picturesque. I'm just a huge fan of her. I just gush. It makes me blush still. So, do I even feel different when I talk about her? You know, I get a giddy. I've never been giddy before. But I'm going to go visit her in Boston in January. So we're going to spend a week touring Boston, I think. So nice. She's probably sleeping right now, so the cheese factor she won't ever hear. I gotta keep it low. I gotta keep it low key, you know, because you know women they get like
Yeah.
What's the word? You start boosting them up, they're like, oh, you know what? Yeah, I'm great. You know, I'm just kidding. She's not like that at all. And I love cheesing it up on her. Let's see here. Who wanted the link? Somebody wanted the link. Oh, PM me on Twitter. Okay, so Rez, I'm gonna get you in here. There you go, my friend. Come on in. Email me if you're on the list, Rez. Go ahead.
Like all the people who actually attack you are now latched onto me. They think I'm being serious about what I'm doing. I'm not. This is not something serious for me. If they want to take what I say seriously, good luck to them, because they're barking up the wrong tree. Because I literally do not take the internet seriously at all. I've been on it a very long time. I've seen how it's changed through the decades, and I don't care anymore. It's take it as you want. If you want to take everything so seriously that you get pissed off because someone said something on Twitter, go for it.
Well, that's what they do though. They're trolls, and what they want
Oh
is
yeah.
responses. They want
Yeah.
lulz cows. They want to milk the people.
Oh yeah. They want.
I don't
literally
deal with any of
want
them. I
someone
block
to
them
respond.
all. Yeah, I don't give them any attention though, and they've still for the longest time now.
Of course, and they'll still talk about you behind your back, behind blocks. And it's funny when some of these people go, "Oh, but I've blocked you. Why are you still posting this?" Because I can still see it. It's not hard. If you understand how things work, you can get around blocks.
You understand how things work.
Get over it.
Yeah, it's
Get
just,
over it.
I don't.
Like
I'm not
it's
even kidding.
The internet. Nothing is private on the internet, and if you think it's private, you have a screw loose.
People send me stuff, and I tell them I don't watch any of that stuff. Don't bother sending me any troll stuff. I won't watch it. I will never get involved in it. It just, why bother? So it doesn't have any effect on me. They go after my friends though, and that's a little bit of a bigger issue because then I'm more free to like whack-a-mole kind of thing. But if they go after me, I don't care because all they've done is propelled me higher. All they've done is solidify my base because I've been saying this for years. My base goes, shit, Steve's been right on this. And people go, I've done my own independent thing on this, and Steve's right on this. People have seen it. And not just you, but what is like, what's his name? Magnet, what's his name? He's the anime dude. Starts with the M. I can't pronounce his name.
The maximum something or other.
Mariota Vegetita. They think
that guy. Yeah,
I love him. They literally think he's Cheshire. That's how dumb they are.
Oh yeah. It's hilarious.
Hilarious.
Hi everyone who is gonna take this and use me and attack me now. It's fine. Don't worry.
I guess I don't have to
care.
whitebox me anymore. Why am I still whiteboxing myself?
Oh
Yeah, because I'm a
I don't know.
narcissist. Yeah. That was just accident. Because nobody was talking before I whiteboxed me. They'll run with that. Be like, look at that. Steve whiteboxed himself because he's a toxic narcissist.
Oh yeah. Now he's gonna whitebox a female and he's gonna groom that female.
I'm gonna groom you because you're talking right now. Look at you. Helios, $5.75, $5. Just in case, Cheshire, the idea for your first debate was purely Steve's idea. I had nothing to do with it. Fact. Yeah, all mine. Mine. All about me. Sandring. You still? Yeah. Did you get in? Your mic work now? There you go, buddy. Oops, saw something.
I think he's still.
There we go.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's working.
Yeah, what's up?
I had some
there we go.
technical difficulties there earlier, juggling devices around in my truck.
So you got any questions
my
to
headset
ask?
was dead too.
You want to know anything of the updates? I don't know if you were here earlier, but we kind of went over the updates. Real quick, Vibrant, Brantley, $2. Are you going to get to the non-sequitur show updates? I already did, Vibrant. We already went through that. But I mean, if Sandy wanted a quick overview, he can get it. But
no, I've been here since the beginning.
Okay. Yeah, so everything's good. Everything's good. We just have to get an affidavit, and we're good to go. So anybody who's trying to do any kind of analysis on this without actually having the actual evidence and having the actual attorney correspondence, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. And that's been demonstrated time and time again. It's only to get views. That's it. And I don't do things to get views. I do things because I actually believe stuff, and I have an opinion, and I want to discuss it. And if people agree or don't agree, that's fine. But I don't do things just for the sake of getting views. It's just not how I want to run things. But who else is in here? Who's a KC? I didn't see who snuck in. They want to
Can you hear me?
Yes. Who's that?
It's Reds.
Oh, Reds. Oh, I see. Okay, you know what? Now your name popped up. It wasn't up there before.
Sorry. I didn't actually want to say anything until it was addressed, but.
Oh, go for it, man. Oh, Rags will hop on. I'll get Rags in here too. Go ahead, take the floor, dude. What you got for us? And then Rags,
I'd just like to say congrats.
Thank you. What? No.
Well, for the recent news you shared on Twitter with the actual deadline that was given.
Yeah, well, he still needs to order that. It'll be the end of the week, but it's just all the judge is asking for is an affidavit from me. He doesn't even care. We're not having to detail anything in discovery per se. We're not having to show any real evidence. We can. I have all the evidence, but we would win evidentially anyways. But we won by default. But all he asks is that I sign an affidavit saying the facts given to him in the orders are true to the best of my ability, and then I have that notarized. And I have a guy that does my notarization at the bank. Who, by the way, I wrote a glowing review to his superiors and to the company from Wells Fargo, and he told me it was the best customer review he's ever had. So he is like always anxious to take care of me, right? You treat people well, I think they treat you well back. You know what I'm saying? and he just was really good
That's
at his job.
always the case. Since I think you recently found out. Yes.
But that's all the judge is asking for. So I haven't watched anything, but I heard that Unirock did a analysis of something from some of the detractors, and they're saying something along the lines that it's not going well, or my lawyer sucked or something. And I'm just like, okay. Yeah, that's just idiotic.
Yeah, Uni just did it a little bit. It was my fault, actually.
What'd you do?
I pointed him to the video. I pointed him to the video.
Oh,
That's all.
yeah, Unirock does his own thing. I don't care.
It was funny because the last video I showed him, he actually got really angry and went off the rails, and yeah, it was kind of funny.
I like Unirock so much. All right, Rags.
Shit. It's all
Wow, dude. Damn, what's up, dude? How you doing, man?
Oh, just carrying on,
I gotta-
doing what one does,
I gotta like
keeping
have
things real.
I want to like make sure my voice is just as like soothing and supple and nice as yours right now is, because you always have that really articulate video voice ready to go at all times. So
I gotta pull my weight where I can. Always leave people wanting more.
I'm not even sure what the hell you do.
I don't either.
The dude has 300,000 subs and nobody knows how he got it. It's just magic, I think. You know,
It is magic. It's my magic. I can't explain it. There are no rules to it.
did you have at least nudity on or something at the time? Did you have boobs on or something? You had to do something.
I don't think
Really?
I've been able to sneak in boobs to any of my videos. I'm thinking though. I want to say I've had some suspiciously closely cropped furry porn, but I think that's about as close as we've got. Just to keep people thinking. You gotta keep them guessing.
What happens? What happens in the suit stays in the suit.
I don't wear suit. I don't wear clothes.
Yeah. Well, no, that's actually real fur.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I am. This is just a representation of what I really am. There's nothing. I'm not hiding anything.
You're from what I remember, I've seen your picture. You were decent looking.
I am a decent looking bloke.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. People say, "Why don't you show up on camera, Rags?" I'm like, "Oh man, the mystery."
Because you would have like every guy and girl on the entire internet after you, and you would blow up tremendously. And I don't think you could handle the attention and adoration.
It would cut into my productivity. I think is what the issue would be.
But we haven't figured out what you do. We don't even know what your productivity is.
I'm just fucking busy these
Dude,
days.
Dude, you do game shit. You play games.
I know I play games.
Good grief.
Yeah, I'm playing games, talking about games, doing the streams on EFAP, and working on big videos.
Well,
make them fewer and big.
Why don't you? You know what? If you got time, you may want to drop in next Monday. Have you been following Caffeine Corner?
Who?
Caffeine Corner. It's a show.
Caffeine Corner.
Yeah, we do it on Mondays. Cheshire and I.
I do. Yeah, I don't know about that.
Okay. It's kind of like NonSequitur light.
Yeah.
And
good, perfect for me. All you philosophical galaxy brains talking about. But what is it? Is it? Is
What is lamp? What is chair?
What is? And I'm like, okay.
Well, yeah, but we keep you around because we figure if you could understand it, then everybody else does. So you're like the low hanging bar that if we could reach you, then everybody gets it.
I feel like as just a layman, I provide that perspective.
We appreciate that. That's your function.
Anytime.
There you go. Now you have purpose.
I'm more than happy to jump into any situation that requires me to do absolutely no prep time or studying.
Which kind of like what you do on your channel.
Pretty much.
Yeah. But next Sunday we're doing. I don't know if you know Bear Anime. He used to have a pretty large. Well, he has a pretty large channel too.
Well, is this BEAR anime or BARE anime?
I don't know.
Because that's a big difference. If it's the latter, then
yeah.
BEAR.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Sorry.
Well, I mean, it still could be. It might still turn out to be.
Yeah,
all
he's
right.
got well over 250,000 subs, but he's coming in to talk about gaming stuff. So you might be interested in gaming stuff because I supposedly you do gaming stuff.
Yeah, I do the gaming stuff.
Hannah Anderson asked, "Am I going to do anything with Nick anytime soon with philosophy?" Yes, but Nick has been busy with some other stuff lately, and so we're just letting him take care of some business stuff. I love Nick to death, and I just want to make sure that he handles what's going on with him and other people, and then when he has time, then yes, we'll be doing philosophy stuff with him. Absolutely. So
I have a philosophy question actually.
Oh, good grief.
So
What? No.
So this one's good. This is one I like, which
Okay.
means it's special magic. So on EFAP, we were talking. Do you know the internet lady named Belle Delphine?
She's the one that sews dirty bathwater.
Yeah, she sold the bathwater.
Yeah.
That was kind
I
of
don't know
the
how I know
thing.
this shit. What the hell? But yes.
No, a lot of people learned
Okay.
about it. I didn't even know who Belle Delphine
Yes.
was, and then I learned about her bathwater entrepreneurial
Did you buy some?
venture. I didn't know. That's some skanky shit. I don't do that. However,
You have some standards. Okay.
there was
Good
I've
to
got my
know.
own bathwater I could just roll around in.
I
Now-
learned about her from Aussie Man Reviews.
Yeah, I bet a lot of people, whenever a streamer is brought up, they're kind of, when it comes to like Twitch and YouTube, they're parallel but kind of separate in a lot of ways. There are people out there who have millions of followers, hundreds of thousands of views, huge streamers, and I've never heard of them. People often underestimate just how big the internet
It's
is and how
huge.
YouTube and Twitch are massive. Everyone, you're always learning about new people, and it turns out they have massive million+ followings and all that.
I do.
So
I'm not lying. You're gonna hate me, but I didn't know who Markiplier was until the other day.
Oh, I don't blame you. I
just
only
didn't.
knew of him.
Yeah.
I knew of him. I don't watch his stuff. I just knew of him. But
you're
it is
exactly
a
right,
big
though.
pun. But the philosophy tangent here is that there was a story that was going around, and it wasn't true as far as I'm aware. Someone had just spread it, that people were catching herpes from drinking Belle Delphine's bathwater.
I didn't know about that one.
This is which is the title of an article pulled straight out of the 21st century, of course. People contracting herpes by buying bathwater of hot female
There's
streamer.
not much
All
that
right,
turned
well.
my stomach, and then you said that.
Now let me ask you this: was this like a troll group trying to just like trying to fuck with her? Now, obviously, it's not
I'm
true,
not
but
certain.
what happens is people see. People see.
It's obviously not true. I mean, it's not an unbelievable thing.
Sure, but the thing
but
is
it-
that
it- yeah,
is that
I
people
don't
usually
know.
like
I
to.
don't know where it got started.
You're breaking up. I don't mean to overtalk you. You're just breaking up.
Well, I don't know how it got started. I don't know who began these herpes rumors, but I don't think it was true. I'm sure Delphine is a wonderful person who does not have herpes.
Yeah, no, and by the way, I'm not against
yeah.
her doing that. Cheshire was going to stomp on Cheetos
yeah.
and sell the dust.
Go for it.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, look, if there's a market
Yeah.
for it, I'm a capitalist at heart. If there's a market for it, do your
Absolutely,
thing,
man.
right? Get your freak on.
If
Well,
people buy your bathwater, then Jesus, fleece those fools for their worth, man.
right. You're not. I mean,
So,
would you sell your bathwater? Because I probably would. I don't know, man. I
don't know if I still
I don't know, man.
I don't think people could afford it. Really, it's the thing.
Oh, you would have the
I
high
don't
end
know.
stuff.
I don't know stabilized nations and neighborhoods here.
Would you put
But,
artificial flavoring in it?
Artificial, I'm flavoring.
By the way, get next to your Wi-Fi. You're breaking up. Get closer to your Wi-Fi. We need 4 more.
I'm literally right next to.
Oh.
I don't know, man. Is this Google Hang? Is Hangout still a thing?
Yeah, it's Google Hangouts.
They did away with it.
No,
Okay.
because I can OBS it. That's what I'm doing right now, OBSing it. Just
got it.
exit and come back in, and it should fix it.
I'm really
Let's
worried
give that a
now
shot.
that-
And
I'm really
but,
worried where
go
I
ahead.
got herpes since that bathwater wasn't the cause.
You don't know that, but at least tasty. You know.
It had rose.
I was wondering
rose
what
and
my
orange
work colleagues were talking about the other night. It was this.
That's
It
a
was
flavor
it was
to
this
it?
chick. I never knew what it was.
Oh,
And they were
this is
talking
legit.
about some bathwater stuff. Yeah,
That you
yeah,
heard
they were
this?
talking
Okay.
about some bathwater the
Yeah.
other night.
Yeah.
Like it was like, what the hell is this? And it's like, oh, it's this chick. Oh, okay.
I don't
At what
understand
point
why
does
that was
it
such a
become
big deal.
bathwater?
When you bathe in it.
No, I mean like when, let's say you're taking a shower, right? Because you can also have bathwater. I'm sure is just a colloquial catch-all term
Sure.
for water that involves bathing, right?
I
So
would agree.
it's not bathwater until it hits you, or is it bathwater the moment it hits you, or is it bathwater by the time it gets to
I
the
think it's like the
ground?
moment it hits you.
The moment it hits you. Is
Yeah, this is a
bathwater. That's fair
philosophical
enough.
question, though. When does something
No,
become?
I actually did have one that I wanted to kind of have you on to talk about. The actual philosophical question. There's so many tangents because it's such a fun topic here. The question was, did the people who got herpes, supposedly, did they deserve that from drinking Belle Delphine's bathwater?
No.
Right? Exactly.
Yes.
I knew
Not
you
at
would. I knew you'd agree with me. I knew you would
Yeah,
agree with
why
me.
would they
Steve.
deserve it?
'Cause you and I are two of mind. But
We're-
turns out
we're the
that
same,
with our
man.
audience, I know.
I'm the human
Turns out with
version
our
of you.
audience that we're kind of in the minority just a little bit.
Really?
A lot of people say that they deserve to get herpes, and I feel as if deservedness, be that a word or not, has almost like a moral component to it.
I agree with you.
You know, like there's
Did
Yeah?
did they have reasonable what could it have been reasonable for them to think that it might have had
So
some kind of
you're
STD in it?
as far as I know, no, but I also don't think that's relevant, and let me tell you why. So, if we want to talk about the nature of deservedness, this is what I told them. This is what I told them. I'm no galaxy brain philosopher here, but here's what I'm thinking, right? If you're gonna say that those people deserve herpes from drinking Belle Delphine's bathwater, that's a sentence I don't say often.
Yeah, you never thought you ever to say that on the internet,
Yeah.
did you?
But hear me out.
Okay.
Does that mean that a missionary who goes to work in a leper colony deserves leprosy for going there?
No.
Exactly.
No, but see,
Right?
okay, let me touch on this real quick.
I don't know. Yeah, we really have
I
to
think that's a
define
pretty shit
deserve.
comparison.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
why is that?
Well, it's not. I mean, okay, let me address it real quick because he asked me real quick. But we need 2 more to get 100 likes.
Don't take baths.
Lepers don't take baths because they go down the drain. No, they're just like
Sorry.
melt down the drain. So I'm like you, Drags. We have something called compassion and empathy and things of that nature. Where
I know.
we don't
in
want
short supply these days.
I don't like seeing people suffer, even people that really deserve it. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some people that I think do deserve certain amount of suffering as retribution. We all have a human amount, but I wouldn't want to see them like flogged or something like that. I wouldn't want to see them executed or things of that nature. But if some people, they die in a fiery crash, I'm not going to shed a tear over it. Fair enough. I am human. But I'm not going to think that they deserve something like that. But I'm not going to mourn them. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I think there's a difference between people meeting the consequences of what logic would say is possible. Like if a baby crosses a highway, the baby doesn't deserve to get hit by a car, but getting hit by a car is the logical potential consequence of that action.
Yeah.
Well, you can't compare it to a baby, right?
Yes, I can.
How do you feel about? Okay, you can, but how do you feel about someone who jumps into a shark tank? When you say someone who jumps to a shark tank, maybe
they don't deserve to
I'm
get
not
harmed.
happy that it happened.
No, I don't think that they deserve to be eaten by sharks.
That's just natural selection at work.
I think that.
Man.
What have they done to deserve being eaten alive by sharks? So is jumping into a shark tank something that makes you deserving of being eaten by sharks?
Well, let me tell you how to phrase that, Rags. Is jumping into a shark tank morally impermissible? No, there's no morality involved in that. It's morally neutral.
I would expect they get eaten by sharks. I would be surprised if they didn't get eaten by sharks. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of shark apologists in the chat who are going to be very upset. # not all sharks. I understand.
There's one land shark out there right now that says, don't be talking about my people like that. You
don't
speciesist.
Be talking about my people. Don't be talking about my brothers in the ocean. All right.
You speciesist.
That happened last year in Toronto.
Yeah, well, Canadians gonna Canade, so
now we mock the people that are deserving of the Darwin Award. Don't get me wrong.
But I don't actually want them to die. I don't think when people do stupid things, they don't deserve to die.
I agree with you.
Yeah, it's like
deserve isn't the right word, but I don't have any sympathy for these people.
Well, sympathy's different.
Well, deserve is a very subjective thing, whether you think somebody deserves something. I don't think they necessarily deserve to die for something or get disease, but I don't have much of sympathy for them.
Well, there's a difference.
Because there should have been some reasonable expectation that something bad may happen if you do this. So I may not have much sympathy for them, but I don't necessarily think they were deserving of whatever particularly happens to them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I have no sympathy for. Well, I don't know if I think if I saw anyone being eaten by a shark, I'd have some sympathy for him. But
yeah, no.
Where are you?
Unless
are you outside in the weather?
Oh, where are you?
This man is outside. I hope he makes it back safely.
He's like one of my new count masters or something. I don't know what the hell to call you.
His name is Erngd.
No, he helped me. He really was instrumental in helping me set up the.
He could just be
email stuff for people.
And he took out all the vowels.
By the way, Alex, I need your email. Send it to in the email in the video. So I have a list of people now that I just send one email. It goes to everybody and it gives them the link for these things. Is that cool?
Yeah, I didn't get one of those though.
You suck. I don't know why.
I sent it to
90%
you
of people
Discord.
did. So, I know.
Yeah, I got
So
mine.
there's my email.
All right.
Maybe I
Alright,
should
I'll
check
add it
my
later.
spam
Check your
filter.
spam.
Maybe it went
Yeah,
there.
check
Oh,
your
that's a
spam
good point.
filter.
Check your spam filters, guys. That's a good
Spam.
point because it went out. So I know, and I put everybody who sent me an email. I have checked it off, and I'm pretty sure I got every single one of them. Something else said something though.
I'll do that after I get off the stream.
So Rags, when am I going to come on your channel so you can give me a little signal boost and we can talk about this kind of stuff? Because I need some help, brother.
So when we were talking about the deservedness thing, I had mentioned that there's a guy I know named Steve McRae, and he's a big, smart philosophy man. So he might be able to help us with these questions, right? But we have a long list of people who we want to have on EFAP and a lot of stuff happening. But I would like to have you on, absolutely, especially when we talk about philosophy.
I love that.
I think it'd be very interesting because we often discuss the nature of objectivity and subjectivity, and sometimes morality pops up, which is just the funnest thing to talk about, and I love it. It's so great. And I feel like it would always be to have a smart.
Invite me, dude. I would be. That's on EFAP. You said. Do people watch? Do people actually
so
watch that?
The podcast
I don't know what it is.
I do. Yeah, EFFP.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's a podcast.
Every frame of pause. Yes, that's a podcast.
Nice.
It's myself and Mahler and some other people, and we have a great time. Lots of fun.
Message me. Yeah, I'll add your email and I'll send something else to you too because I probably have it somewhere, but yeah. But side tangent on that, by the way, when you're talking about that whole objective morality stuff, which by the way I do kind of tend to. Did you happen to read? You probably did, but maybe the audience I'm asking to. Did you guys read that Dr. Alex Malpass did on his blog an analysis of Tom Jump's morality arguments? And I had talked to Alex the other night, and he's not a fan of Tom Jump, but he has told me that he was writing a blog on it, and he may take some days to finish it. But we were talking, and he finished it that night, and he put it out. And the very last statement is basically what I've been saying about Tom Jump's argument since day one. His argument is not about objective morality, even though he's more realist like I am to some degree. But his entire argument is subjectivism, and he doesn't seem to realize it. And I said this in a live chat when he was debating somebody, I don't remember, on Modern Day Debates channel, and Malpass just eviscerated him. And so they're going to have a debate or discussion tomorrow, I think, on Ask Yourself's Discord at noon Eastern. I thought it may have been today, but I hope it's tomorrow. But I hope I didn't miss it. But that's gonna be awesome. So.
But does T-Jump actually understand any of the arguments that he uses? Because every time I watch anything from him, it's like he's entirely lost in some kind of script he hasn't actually read.
He hasn't. It's all scripted. Hey Brandon, your mic. He will fall back into rhetoric and sophistry in a heartbeat.
He's like an NPC that, you keep going through the dialogue tree and nothing changes. You just keep going through it over and over and over again, hoping something changes.
Yes, that's exactly it.
What is subjectivism?
Subjectivism is the position that there are moral facts that exist, but they're based and contingent upon minds and individual biases and opinions. So you can say this is wrong according to some kind of subjective values that we all don't have access to. A subjective thing would be like if you have a headache, I can't experience your headache, so it's subjective. Your pain is subjective because I cannot access that to have knowledge of your pain. But an objective thing would be something that Stuart, for example, and I could just look at and go, yes, this would be the case. We can both observe it. We can both experience it. We both learn from it. We can acquire knowledge from it. That's what objective means in the moral context. It's independent of minds. And
yeah,
so,
because I mean, if someone's having a headache, right, like that's a real experience.
But it's still subjective, yeah.
But
it's still subjective.
Yeah. The reason it's
because it's a feeling.
Yeah,
right?
it's a sense, right? There's qualia.
Okay, all right.
There's this qualia and there's what's called qualitative things. Qualitative things like sense, tactile, sensation, sight. These things are all things that we can't experience due to epistemic limitations of somebody else's. That's all subjective. So that's what it's meant by it. So toothache and pain like that is subjective. But like rules of chess are objective.
So if I touched something, how I think it feels is subjective, but the
Yes.
fact I'm touching it is objective.
Yes, because we can both see that you're objecting it.
Okay.
But see, those are two
All right,
different.
I got
But
you.
you
I
notice
think I
those are
got
two
you.
different propositions. One is
Yeah,
Rags
exactly,
touched
yeah.
something. That's either true or false. You know, so Stuart and I
Yeah,
can
and
look
Rags
at that.
says it feels cold.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's okay. All right. I
And
think
by the way,
I think I'm
well, that's
picking up what you're
that's
putting
objective
down.
too. If you say Rags thinks it's
Yeah.
cold because we could. If you say, hey, I think it's cold, that's objectively because
true.
we
I
can
do
both
think it's
listen to you
cold.
here to say that. But your belief that it's cold is subjective.
All right. Yeah.
See how that works?
I gotcha. I gotcha.
This is why he's that low hanging bar, guys. If we can reach him, there's hope for anybody.
See, that's the thing. I'm a smart man. I'm a smart guy. I just don't know about philosophy. I don't know the fancy big words and
It
stuff.
makes
So
sense, though, right?
It makes sense to me. I can pick up what you're
I
putting
still
down.
don't get it. I don't
Would
get
you
it.
call that a dual reality?
No.
No?
Why would you?
What would you say? What would you call that in philosophical terms when both the subjective and the objective are true at once?
Oh, that's just reality. That can be true.
Well,
can it? Yeah.
The whole thing with objective subjective is it's a meta ethical theory. So it's not thing to me. I don't believe that something is going to be right or wrong with from your moral framework. You can say I am a moral objectivist or I'm a moral subjectivist. There's no right or wrong answer to that. It's just how you view things. So, example, if I don't know why I keep using Stuart. This is next to me on my computer here. But if I say, "Hey, Stuart, are you a scientific
Just use me all the time.
I
Don't worry
just
about
like to use you.
I'm
Some
the fake
subconscious
Aussie
stuff
anyway,
going
so
on
who
there.
cares?
All Aussies are fake because Australia isn't real.
I'm grooming him.
Half our country's on fire at the moment.
I heard
so.
you had a lot of fires on there. Yeah.
It's getting more
I wish I
unreal by the
wasn't
hour.
real.
Oh no.
Jesus.
But if I say something along the lines of oh no, so I now forgot my got me sidetracked. Wow, this is why we need Chess. Chess is a good note taker. She keeps my brain linear. What were we talking about for objective subjective?
You were using Stuart again.
Yeah, I was using it, but I don't know what I was using for an analogy.
Dual reality.
No, for
Objective, subjective.
Yeah, for example, okay, thank you, Brand. You're hired. If I say, hey, what do you think about modal dependent realism as opposed to scientific anti-realism or scientific realism or scientific instrumentalism? And he says, hey, Steve, I'm a scientific instrumentalist. And I say, well, I'm a scientific realist or something. Those are just two philosophical positions. Brandon here can't really say, well, Steve's right and Brandon's wrong or vice versa. There's no objective matter to be had there that can evaluate whose position is right. It's just how we want to view something because these are philosophical positions. This is my stance on it. I don't know how philosophy looks at it. I don't know. I've never asked Ozzy or anybody else about that. This is just my view, how I look at it. And if somebody who does know philosophy better than I, which is pretty much a lot of everybody in the philosophical group, I'm like the low man in the philosophical groups, right? I'm the layperson, but I listen. But if any of them want to weigh in and argue that, or at least give me pointers on that, I'm happy to take it. But I don't see how Brandon could objectively say, well, you know what, Steve's a scientific realist and Stuart's a scientific instrumentalist. Stuart subjectively is better. I don't know how you would do that, So I just think these are just positions that people take, and there's always tension where if you accept one proposition and you accept one philosophical stance, you have problems with another. It's just bizarre because a lot of times they'll be like, oh, you know what? These two stances make a lot of sense to me. And they're mutually exclusive. And that sucks.
Is there ever a time when a philosophical view is wrong?
Well, you had like old scientific theories that were proved wrong. Phlogiston and things like I like atomism, doesn't really be the case. So that, even though we have atomic physics, atomism isn't something that really was the case, at least in that way.
That's a scientific philosophy. I'm talking about philosophy just in general terms. Can it ever be wrong, or only according to another philosophical view?
That's a good question. I don't know. It'd be hard pressed to think what would be wrong. Let's say like Stuart's a solipsist. How do you know he's wrong? Any evidence that he's wrong is also evidence that he's right. It's basically something that people just take on faith-based commitment that external minds exist. But if he doesn't want to accept that, and he believes that external minds don't exist, how would you ever show that he's objectively wrong? You couldn't. That's you would be solving the problem of hard solipsism, right? So
I don't know.
Unless you're,
enough about
unless you're
solipsism.
talking about something like some kind of position that is incoherent, or you're inventing some philosophical position
that's
that
good. Yes.
doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah. If
And
you hold to like, for example, if you hold to a deity that the logical problem evil shows doesn't exist, that'd be a philosophical position that just seems to be incoherent and unsustainable, right? Trinity is an incoherent concept to me.
Steve
I've
can't
actually
count
been
to
one. Oh, I'm
3,
sorry, Rex.
confirmed.
I've actually been wanting to hear you talk about morality because it's, again, you've talked about it before. It's a complicated issue, but I've tended toward, most of the atheist things that I've heard have basically been some sort of like veil of ignorance, or Sam Harris sort of like flourishing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm finding the subjective perspective really compelling. Like, I really am, because even if there's something that a majority of people agree on, I don't know that that necessarily makes it objective.
Yeah, that's why I disagree. The only thing that's required for an objective moral framework is that people will have certain axioms and they build a framework from that. Same thing what they would from mathematics. So if as long as you have a arbitrary axioms that you can build an objective moral framework, I'm okay with that. So in that regard, objective morality does exist, and that's fine.
So when someone like take like someone who believes that morals are subjective, from their perspective, they can't necessarily ever come to eye with someone who says they're objective, because because that person's accepting these axioms and they're coming at it from that perspective, they're not wrong.
Right.
They do have an objective morality, but
Mhm.
someone who views it as subjective isn't necessarily wrong either.
Right.
That's what you're saying.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
That's really interesting. But I don't know. I guess I tend to subjective. I think to me, it makes a lot more sense, like, because you hear a lot of apologists go after people and say, where do your morals come from, and who says you're right?
But hang on, but you gotta be careful, because what I see in these contexts is they always are talking about normative ethical theories rather than meta, and they get them conflated all the freaking time. But if I said to you, hey, why don't you accept moral error theory? Well, that's a viable theory. I accept moral error theory as viable. I like some of it, but I can make a case for any of the moral positions for somebody. But I know people that are moral error theorists. Are they wrong? No, I don't think so. Because now you're making an evaluation.
Yeah, this is the kind of stuff that I'm interested in having flushed out. Like, these positions are interesting.
Have you ever heard of error theory, moral nihilism?
I mean, I've heard of them.
I haven't.
Shocker. Moral error theory just basically states there are moral facts and propositions that express moral facts or truth apt, which means they're true or false, but they're all false or they're all untrue. And because of an instantiation error, they call it, which is, again, a little bit more complicated. But Mackey makes a good argument, I think, for more error theory. And some people like that argument. They're like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, my metaphysical framework is that moral nihilism. There are no the whole context of the discussion is flawed, they believe. Same thing with moral non-cognitivist, right? They don't think that moral propositions are propositions, right? Are they wrong? Can you, expressivist? Positivist, or a prescriptivist, are they wrong because they're more non-cognitivist? Well, who knows? Now, their arguments to me had the main argument against non-cognitivism, moral non-cognitivism, which is the position that moral propositions are not truth apt, they express no value, is that there's something called the Frege-Geach and Breading problem, and the Frege-Geach and Breading problem is how do you take simple sentences and make them complex? So if I have an argument that like something, stealing is wrong, something, therefore don't steal. Well, that proposition, stealing is wrong, in a cognitivist sense, makes sense. I mean, it states something, right? Stealing is wrong is true or false. That proposition is either true or false, correct? Yeah. But a moral non-cognitivist has to find a way to make that statement something that can be evaluated in an argument, because stealing is wrong to a moral non-cognitivist doesn't have any value to it, because propositions don't exist to them in moral non-cognitivists. They don't think that a moral proposition expresses anything. That's called the Frege-Geach embedding problem. And so there are arguments about why people shouldn't have these philosophical positions, but you can't say they're right or wrong to me, because those are value judgments.
But
again, if anybody knows philosophy ever listens to me, and they say, hey, you know what, Steve's just completely foobar, I like to know that, right? But what I get is I get some guy like the other day who I found out was kind of a trollish dude, but he's all saying, Steve, you're wrong, 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 wrong. And I say, okay, if I'm wrong, then how would you convert this into a logical format? And not technical, but very simple. But you guys remember Ask Yourself, right? He was having a debate with Tom Jump, and he was asked, there's something that came up when it came to what's called the involuntary imposition of will. And the statement, involuntary imposition of will, is a sentence. It's not a statement. A logical statement is a proposition. It's truth apt. That statement is not truth apt. It's neither true nor false. And Tom Jump had bet $500 on this, that it was a proposition. Malpass said it wasn't a proposition. He's collecting other PhDs that says it's not a proposition. I say it's not a proposition. It is not truth apt. However, this guy on the video was saying that was wrong, 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 and he was using speech F theory. He was using commissive and constatives and declarative statements to say, well, this could be this, this, and this, and this is speech F theory. And I'm like, well, be that as may, although I think he got some stuff wrong. I said, but it's not logically a proposition. And I said, if you think it's a logical proposition, all you need to do is tell me this negation and predicate it with belief. That's it. Because any proposition has a negation and it has the ability to be predicated. The sky is blue. That statement is true or false, right? It's either the case that the sky is blue or it's not the case that the sky is blue. And I can predicate that. I believe the sky is blue. All I asked for him to do that. And you know what the response was? I'm not going to translate this into logic to satisfy you. You failed to argue against me. You failed to meet whatever your burden of proof. And I'm like, dude, you're wasting my time. If you cannot answer this simple question, then we're not going to have a meaningful conversation. And I don't think that was let me ask you guys, do you think that's a inappropriate question to ask when he's talking about speech act theory? But I'm saying the involuntary imposition of will, if that is a proposition, should you not be able to give me the negation and predicate it with something? Yes? Rags, you're the expert.
Well, here's the thing. I come from the philosophical school of thought that does believe the sky is blue.
Got you fooled.
I don't know what we're called. You have to give me a moment to remember it.
Yeah. Hey,
well,
therefore,
I think
hey James in the live chat.
I think you're essentially saying he would have to say like something like involuntary imposition of will is immoral, or he would have to qualify what he's like. You're just saying like a noun. You're just saying involuntary.
Yeah, sky blue is not a proposition.
What about it? So for it to be a proposition, it would have to be a true or false statement, not just. But Tom was trying to weasel out of it in that whole thing by saying, "Well, basically, you know what I meant." Like that's what he was basically getting at. It's like, well, it's implied that there's an A and a B just by saying involuntary imposition of will.
Well, this is why I think he's
what was funny is Ask Yourself was basically like, because the other people in the room were like, why are you making such a big deal about this? Ask Yourself. And he's like, the issue is this dude said it wrong and he's not willing to admit that he said it wrong. All he'd have to do is say, yeah, I didn't phrase it as a proposition. I should have phrased it differently. That it wasn't a proposition. And he wasn't willing to do it. He just kept saying, I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong. It is a proposition. And that was the reason why it was like, he's just not teachable.
Yeah. I think you're right. But that's why we have been calling him the infinite sophist, because his sophistry is just ridiculous. Yes, Manya can come in. Let me give her the link real quick. By the way, I just got invited to a stream tomorrow to talk about the time of the Non-Sequitur show stuff. I thank you for that. If anybody wants me to come on to talk about this to signal boost, I would really appreciate the Non-Sequitur stuff to get the YouTube to pay attention. But Undoomed just mentions me to be on his stream possibly tomorrow. So I like Undoomed. He has a pretty significant channel. But
he's a nice guy.
So he's a nice guy. He really is. I have a lot of fun with him on Twitter. Justin and I, we just banter, and I like his style a lot. But so if you're watching, thank you very much for that. I would love to come on your stream and talk about the Non-Sequitur show stuff. And to any other person that has a channel, whether you have 1,000 subs or 500,000 subs, I want to signal boost this. And I don't have 25 million subs. So anyways, Manya, How are you, my pretty, my little pretty? How are you, girl?
I am awesome.
Oh wow! Listen to
Hey.
wow. You're like very positive today. I am awesome. So what's up?
I just finished a game of poker and I was back and I was like, yes, Steve is online. Yes, go for it.
Did you win?
Go for it. Yeah.
How much money to win?
Money. No, I went to play soccer.
Oh,
football.
soccer. I thought she said
Oh,
poker.
I thought you said poker.
I did
thought you
too.
I thought she said
poker,
Ocarina.
yeah.
I was like, Ocarina of Time? What?
Everyone
Ocarina of
knows the
Time.
game.
I remember that game.
Yeah, yeah.
That game's
you
awesome.
heard. Yeah. Poker or soccer? Yeah. So we lost, but
Oh.
it's okay.
But so you're
I was
awesome, but you're still a
forced
loser.
to. Yeah, I'm an
Awesome
awesome
result.
loser.
Loser.
Yeah.
We had to have one loser in here. Manya is no. How much did you get your ass kicked by?
A lot.
So,
I
like,
was spending
You're a
on-
big loser.
Let me see. 3 minimum.
3?
Yes.
Wow. Soccer.
Yeah.
That's actually
That's
quite
a lot.
big.
That's
Yeah,
like
a lot.
30. That's like 79 in football.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like 56 in basketball or something, right?
Ah, no.
Ooh.
Oh, 3. Oh, that's like
Yeah.
hockey score.
How could you even show your face on the field again?
Yeah, it's
Did they burn your jerseys after that? Did they demolish your team?
No,
awful.
no, they don't. They say come back and we'll have a little chat. That's what they say.
We'll settle this in the
So-
realm of philosophy.
Yeah, well, I
Friends
want to have more.
are-
I want to have more of these late night
Games,
stuff. So I
okay.
think Wednesdays nights are usually. This is Tuesday, but I think Wednesday is made better. But yeah, I'm going to be doing these late night catch up things once a week, hopefully. I was going to have them on the GDC channel, but yeah, I'm having them on this channel because people like these late night things. And I used to love them.
Yeah,
and
they're
so
shit.
they're the shit, right? Yeah, I've fun
It's
time.
early
I have a good
evening
group.
for me.
Yeah, it works for you,
Yeah,
Rez.
it's a good time for me. It's the afternoon, so
It's 5:22 p.m. for me.
That's
Yeah, see, this is great for my.
well, it's nearly 3 o'clock here, so
I'll
yeah.
use those people that are pretending the Earth isn't flat on the other side, thinking that they're in like Australia and shit like that. It works out great for me.
1 in the morning here, but man, that's peak hours for when I'm at my most. Have like my best conversation is at 1 in the morning.
Nope, didn't get any of that.
Your best something is at 1 o'clock. What time is
man,
it? If you
I don't know. Now the moment's gone.
Oh, it was past.
That just means I can use it later.
So I want to know who gets paid more, Manya, Stewart, or Rez, to kind of tell people that the Earth is not
Oh,
actually
I
flat.
wish.
Oh, I wish.
Yeah.
Seriously.
The Earth isn't flat.
Because
I wish you got paid a bit more. And no
I-
one had to,
which one of you are
I should
actually
ask for a
equal right
raise.
price.
which one actually are your actual Brit pretending to be an Australian?
Well, that's me.
Just gonna ask if this
originally
man's a
from
criminal.
Japan.
Then all right.
So yeah, I'm a Brit pretending to be an Aussie.
Well, you know how I know that you're fake because your internet sucks. That's how I know it is. That's how I do my metric.
Hey, I've got fairly decent internet for Australia. Come on.
Yeah, no, Australia.
I'm
I
on a
swear to God, they're
I'm
still
on
on
a-
copper lines or something.
I'm on 140 fiber. Thanks very much.
Yeah, okay. Kawasa 10,001. I love this community, but its taste on pizza is just terrible. And everybody fights in the chat about pizza. I think you need to do a show on this. No, it's an objective fact. Pineapple pizza isn't pizza. Although I had tonight, guess what I had? My roommates bought pizza. I had pineapple pizza. So
I mean, it's objectively true it exists.
that
It's also
way,
objectively true that it's
pineapple should
fucking
never be
nasty
able to be-
garbage.
yeah, I'm not a big fan of it, but I'll eat it. Jeff says for £5, if it's any consolation, the soccer team I support lost by 9 goals recently, and
Oh,
you
no.
still support them. I think that's almost a criminal act, isn't it? In some places, because they take their soccer very seriously.
It's
More than most
it's
teams
just
score in a
warm
year.
up game
Yeah.
at the moment. We are
9?
just like
Dude,
so what?
how the fuck do you
that
lose
means
by
that the real ass
9?
kicking's coming later.
Trust
Oh
me.
no.
Trust me, we have lost by worse. Like my team, I would play with my workmates, and we have lost more. Yeah,
Oh,
with more
right.
goals than that.
This is why you don't let
Weird
engineers
flex,
play
but
sports.
all right.
So that was our first season, second season playing together. Now this season we are much better. So yeah, we lost today's game, but it didn't make any difference to the standing we had on the table. So we are still going to the semifinals and finals. So
Yay.
so yeah, look at Steve shaking his head. He's like,
No,
No.
I don't play soccer, by the way, but I know that 3 points is still a considerable loss.
Yeah, but we scored also, right? This is like the finals now. So we like all the teams are so far behind us. Like even if we lose a game, it doesn't matter.
By the way, I did a vote tonight with 177 votes, with 17 hours left to still go. 177 people already voted. Wow. Usually my votes
for
don't.
17 more hours.
Yeah, my votes usually get about 100 votes. So this is actually.
Oh my
twice that.
goodness.
So I
What's the vote?
I'm getting there.
Uh-huh.
She's so impatient. She said, I asked, do you think Kyle is going to try to flee the country? 27% said yes, 38 says no, and 35 is like, who's Kyle?
Why would he
voted,
flee the country?
I voted he will flee the country. I voted.
You voted yes.
Oh, do you think that he thinks that he can't win a case, so he's got to flee the country to potentially keep his money?
Well, he already lost
Well,
the case.
after-
Oh, he already lost.
He already lost.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's already
yeah,
fucked.
Oh, good.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Good. It's a shame.
It's so funny. Like the trolls are still trying so hard.
Oh, so hard.
Like
So
you see
hard.
so hard.
Well, but I
They
love
like
that.
pick.
You know
Yeah,
what I
it's
do,
interesting
Manya? Man, you know why I love that?
Go on.
I love that
They
because
prove your point.
they prove my point. They have done my work for me. They have validated everything that Red's Rhetoric and I has ever said. I thank them for that, and the people that have been around the Great Debate community for many years that have known and see this transpire firsthand. It's validated, and so yeah, I'm good with that.
Hey Manya, how many people have you got blocked by today?
What?
How many people have you been blocked by today on Twitter?
Oh, I'm in soccer. It's probably a lot because she lost by 3.
James Freeman asked.
Yeah.
James asked, does Kyle still have the show? Yeah, but I'm awarded it by default. We're waiting on an affidavit to get to me so I can sign that, have it notarized, and give it back to the judge so he can sign the order to order Kyle to give it to me. So I've won it, but he has to have orders to give it back to me. But if I can get signal boost out of it, like I said, if I can get Undoomed tomorrow, again, his stream, if I can start going on streams and people make videos about it saying, hey, YouTube is not doing anything about it. You're not even responding to me. So if you can watch the first maybe 20 minutes of this video, James, get some signal boost out there. Anybody who wants to signal boost this, I would appreciate it, especially the larger channels. I will use them.
Have you considered trying to guess Kyle's password?
No, and I'm gonna.
Oh shit! Okay.
Oh, I wonder.
Corporate espionage. Just like the good old
hate
days.
boner for Steve.
No.
You know what? I never thought in my life. I've always been pretty chill. I've always had that one person at work that hated you. It's just I guess, has to be everywhere you work. You always have that one person that you just don't get along with. Happens to be the case, always, right? But I've had that, but I've never really had people that are against me as much as I ever have in the last, 2 years. It is the most unrealistic. Yeah, it's just, it's still something I'm getting used to, but whatever it is, man. I put myself out there. You've had people come after you, Rax.
Me? Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah, so you get it.
Absolutely, I do.
Did you use it to your advantage?
Nobody's come after me.
People do it all the time.
Not yet. Give it time. Give it time. They don't. Well, the problem is, Monty, they don't know who the fuck you are yet. That's why. You're still relatively new. There's not a person in here probably knows who you are.
Yeah, but I did have fun with this other troll one day, and I was like, kid, just, slide out, go away.
Does anybody here know who Monty is? Anybody?
Who Money is?
Yeah. Okay, so there you go. See? She just messaged me 5 minutes ago. I love your channel so much. I want to be a part of. I'd love to come on and meet you, Steve, because you're my hero. Oh no, actually, I have no money forever. But she's
brush her hair.
I know you like that, don't you? She does. But I've been keeping her. I have a lot of gems. I have a lot of people I keep secret because I don't want them involved with you people. She's one of them. So it's a dangerous environment, Manya. You don't know what you're asking for. You don't know what you're in for.
Okay, I trust you.
You remember Travis, right? Trevor, whatever that
Yeah.
guy's. What's his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. Taylor. Imagine him.
Travis Taylor.
I don't know these people. I don't. Imagine
Thomas.
something with a T. Imagine him, but 10,000 times worse. Welcome to our community. Yeah, Chemo says this, and he gets it right. Keep hanging out with Steve. People are eventually going to shit on you or sit on you eventually. Yeah, this is no joke. You associate with me and you associate with this channel, you will have people troll you. You will have people shit on you. You will have people finding dirt on you. It's a ways to bully people. It really is. I've seen it firsthand. But there's people out there like Stuart who don't give a fuck. So those are the people that stick around.
Hey, you can go find shit on me anyway. It's easy. Just go do it. It's not hard. I've been on the internet for 20 years.
Stuart's a Brit who deliberately moved to Australia. Of course he doesn't give a shit.
Yep. Good night, Messenger reveals.
Yeah, after a while it becomes a source of entertainment, I guess.
Yeah. Shit. No, but it's okay. I collect the people that don't care, right? The people that care, I get it. I've had people message me saying, I thought we're friends, basically saying, hey, Steve, we stand by you, but we don't want to get involved with this whole non-sequitur thing. And they didn't say anything about it. Okay, fair enough. I left them alone. But it was a little disconcerting, especially when I've helped them so much, right? What are you going to do?
Yeah.
It's strange.
It's a shame.
Yeah.
Be there for your friends.
My mods don't give a fuck either. They're like, yeah, come after us. That's why they're mods. You know what's funny though? I did have a mod, and somebody that was in the Great Debate community for a very long time. Somebody I thought was a friend that I noticed was going to other discords and discords and go to live chats and just mad talking shit and hanging out with the people that I don't associate with. And now, not by guilt by association, but there was things that were coming up that I wouldn't trust this person to be a mod any longer. That's my prerogative to decide who's a mod or not. Well, I removed his mod. Didn't say he couldn't come around the channel, but I didn't want him as mod any longer. He has been going around to all my troll groups, trying to tell them all the dirt on me he could possibly tell. And this validates my point initially that he was not suitable to be a mod because that's not the kind of person I want to have around, right?
Yeah. It's like have some be a professional, if someone, it's like when you go for a job, right? If someone tells you, okay, dude, I don't think so you're fit for this role, you respectfully back off. Don't go around just because, like, I don't know why people do that. It's like, just be professional and just back off. And is your friendship more important or being a moderator on a channel more important? Like, come on.
Yeah, it's pretty petty, right?
Still be friends. Nobody's judging you. They're just telling you, dude, you're not a fit for this role.
It's pretty. And by the way, I change mods every so often. I just have so many, and what happens? I get a sea of blue. But I mean,
yeah, your mod saturation is high, and yet it's one of the least moderated channels I know of.
Thank you. When's the last? The only time my mods ever have to do anything is when that specific troll group comes over, who's already blocked, all of them blocked, and of course, once you're blocked, you don't go around the channel. That's just, So that's it. That's the only time they ever have to intervene. I do have the most unregulated live chat imaginable. I also have the most unregulated open hangouts as well. I don't have an echo chamber.
A little over half are mods, and nobody's been timed out this whole time.
Shocking, right?
Armed society is a polite society.
We're still trying to figure out how Regs got in here, though. Mods were
not in the back door. My specialty.
Come in the back door.
Back door.
You got that?
Steve, other than eating.
So what else are we discussing?
Hang on. Han wanted to say something, Manya, real quick.
I was just going to say, what other than eating pineapple on pizza, what are these other secrets that we need to hear about?
From me or from them? Manya, I don't know. I don't think she had any deep dark secrets. She's pretty mellow. She's like chill and shit. So
yeah, right now I am.
Yeah, you're boring. No offense, but you're kind of boring. But
Well, anybody who loses a soccer game by 3.
Yeah, you have no value. You lost a soccer game.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you can even.
I adore Manya. She's one of my favorite people. But that's why I keep her distance from you people. But she makes me brush my hair. I have to look pretty for her.
There's some upkeep there.
Telling you my other side. Hey, Steve has only or has seen that side only once, and he avoids that.
I've seen you live it as fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah.
Claws came out when Taylor.
Ooh.
I mean, to be fair, Steve, you're pretty boring, especially when you talk about philosophy all the time. But there's a lot of interesting things that happen around you. So
I'll take that. Yeah, but she starts screaming in like Hindi, and I don't know if you've ever seen Hindi. Their words.
I
Even,
love
yeah. So,
Yeah, I can
know
go on.
Steve's.
yeah.
You know,
I
when
noticed
you live
Steve's
in a
trying
third
to
world
look
country, you learn a few things. You pick up the worst words
Can you-
on the street.
Can you read the live chat, Manya? Can you see the live chat? Do you have the video up?
Ghost of Recon, is it?
Yeah,
It
read
say-
that in Hindi.
Steve, तुम मेरे दिल की एक बहुत ही पुरानी धड़कन हो.
Did she say jerky? She said Steve jerky.
No.
See?
She said
See?
jokey.
Thank you.
I hold jokey. That's all I hold.
Steve, you're my deep dark secret, Costa Rican. Yeah. Look, if
I was-
I'm their secret
Deep
pleasure.
dark secret. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
I wish I knew a language other than English, because English sucks.
See, es muy importante hablar las dos lenguas, pero español es muy difícil para mí, pero yo estudié 3.5 años en la escuela, pero mi maestra es no buena, pero es muy importante para mi negocio y mis clientes también antes. So way back when, I had to learn a little Spanish for my customers and for business, but I took 3.5 years of it. But it's very
Yeah, I
difficult.
also learned a little bit of Spanish when I was working.
Yo tengo un gato en mi pantalones.
Buenos días, ¿cómo estás, señor?
Tu hermana es muy bonita. ¿Cuántos cuestas para tu hermana? Por la
Steve,
noche.
you're gonna trigger the Trump supporters if you keep speaking Spanish.
Do you know what I said? What
Um,
did I say, Manya?
you have to repeat that for me. Go on.
Tu hermana es muy bonita. ¿Cuántos cuestas para tu hermana por una noche?
Are you calling me bonita? But that means
No, I didn't call you.
Yeah, you
Call
call
me
yourself
bonita.
bonita.
Yeah, of course I got. I'm a white
Yo
cisgender
soy
male
bonito.
from America, from California. Of course I got a terrible accent. Jeez.
See, I'm that weirdo. If I could summon the enthusiasm to learn another language, you'd be like Tolkien Elvish or something.
we have Goblin now. No, seriously, we've got Goblin. Just like came up with their own language with Dopper Dano. A Goblin.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
That's for you.
Another super chat.
Yeah, that's
We
for
got
you.
another super chat, and the guy has written thank you in Hindi. So he's saying
Okay.
dhanyavad.
Okay,
That means thank you in Hindi.
explain this to me. How the fuck do you get anything intelligible from that? It's squiggles.
Well, I can see it. I can
Oh,
read
I
it.
can
Have
see
you ever
it.
heard of hieroglyphics, Steve?
I took
But
hieroglyphics.
hieroglyphics are clearly pictures of things, though.
Yeah, I learned a little bit of hieroglyphics in like
It's
fifth
the
grade.
same principle.
But no,
It's not at all.
That's squiggles.
No,
It's
actually,
like Chinese. Chinese is similar to this.
How do you read?
Chinese,
no,
Arabic.
no. This is very different from Chinese.
wait,
This is not.
okay,
the
wait,
script
wait.
is very different.
Is that phonetical? Is that a phonetic thing that you read when you look at that? Or is it like a symbol that means a word, or is it phonetic?
No, it's
She
phonetic.
just makes it
Okay.
up.
So
Yeah,
how many
All words are made up.
yes, it's true. How many different letter is it 1, 2, 3? Is like 5 letters in there, or
1, 2, 3, 6 with half a letter in there. We use half letters
what the
too.
fuck's that?
So
What?
But couldn't you
yeah, a
afford
full
the
letter.
Yeah, you can't afford a whole
So-
letter.
So you know, when you
What
have
half letter?
transitions like in my name, for example, when you have the transition manya, the
Yeah.
nya, so it's a combination of half of a letter and then you see dhanyavad, the half the letter and yo in there. I don't know if you can see it. The second and the third letter, that half sleeping line thing and the curly thing. So that's what goes in my name too. So we use half letters too for quick sounds like nya. So it's 2 letters coming
Well,
together.
we have half letters
Because
too.
it's
Like
phonetic.
what's half an O? Oh, it's a C. Okay, there you go.
I mean, we have lowercase and uppercase.
I mean,
No, we don't have that.
so let me read this. Okay, Costa Rica on $2 super chat. It says squiggly squiggly squiggle, squiggly squiggle, squiggly squiggle. I can read Hindi.
I mean, anybody who grew up with a language other than English could say that about English when learning English. Like,
Oh,
So-
English is a
so-
very hard language to learn.
it's a shit
Why would
language.
anyone even want to grow up without English?
Okay.
I learned some Fijian. I
Okay.
know some Fijian.
Fijian?
Oh, Fijian
Yeah,
Fijian.
Fijian. I know some.
Oh.
I lived in Fiji when I was a kid, so I know some Fijian.
Okay, so he wait. This translates to need help, Steve.
He's saying sweet ki madad chahiye. Who's sweet? Sweet ki madad. Steve ki madad chahiye. Sorry, I'm reading. No. Sorry, I'm reading it wrong. Steve ki madad chahiye. Yeah, so it means I need Steve's help.
Oh, it needs help, Steve. Yeah, need help, Steve.
Yeah.
I need help, or he needs my help. This is a big difference.
So
Yeah,
this is why
needs a lot of help.
This is
We all need help.
But this is very confusing. There's a big there's a big difference between him needing my help and me needing help. This is confusing. See?
Yeah, it is. But as I said he needs Steve's help. So
Okay.
yeah.
Where did Sweet come in all this? wait, where did you said Sweet? Where did Sweet come in?
Sorry, what?
Where did Sweet come in all this? You said Sweet.
I'm thinking about her all the time, so that's where she comes from. Sorry.
Oh, I see. Oh, I got competition. Okay.
You got competition.
Yeah. So growing up in Fiji as a child, I learned Fijian, some bits of Fijian, and bits of Hindi because we had a maid who was Indian. So,
but do you see this, Stuart? I can't. This
I can't speak Hindi. The only thing I can remember is certain Fijian. So,
Konji kare?
Vinaka, Vaka, Lebu.
No idea what the hell I said.
I know a bit of Fijian.
Yeah.
What
So
did
Vinaka, Vaka, Lebu.
It just sounds like
it means
sex talk.
hello and good. What was it? Hello and.
Hang on a sec. Han, can you mute real quick, Han?
Yeah, so it's basically a greeting. It's hello.
But did you notice though? Did you notice though? I can't even have one thing to myself. Like Sweet. I have to share her on the community. Okay, fair enough. Already got competition.
Yes.
She's got all the love in the world for us, Steve.
I know.
Don't.
She adores you. She adores you. But whatever you did, teach me your ways so I can get good with her. Although I'm already in good with her, but I want to be in better with her.
Yeah, I can help you with that.
Yeah, okay. I need some girl advice. But you know what? Okay, but here's the thing. I don't trust her now because she give me advice on Sweet and to sabotage me. So she
Never, ever.
Women, right?
You broke my heart.
You wouldn't do that to me.
Nah, never.
Okay. I can't speak Hindi. It says. Costa Rica.
Yeah, मैं हिंदी नहीं बोल सकता. Oh, so he's using a Google translator or what?
I think so. Now, I mean, I learned when I was over in the Philippines. I learned a little Tagalog, like "Ilan tano ka na." Anybody know what that means?
Nope. I enjoy.
No, by the it means how old are you?
How old is your shirt?
Don't ask me why. I wasn't like what you thought. I never did anything over there.
Hey, Steve, should I let the trolls guess my age?
Yeah, but one sec. Smithy says, "quote Sweet Heathen is a thing I own." No, I only own about 5% of Sweet Heathen. Yeah, 5%er. But I learned Maganda, which is pretty. Mustika, how are you? I learned a little bit of the functional stuff over there.
To go by so that nobody ends up punching you.
Pretty much, yeah. I didn't ask how much their sisters were in Tagalog, yeah. Because that's what I said in Spanish. How much is your sister for a night? Mikey wants in. Oh, does he? All right.
Oh shit.
I will give him it on. He's on my list. He gets the fucking email. I literally just almost sent him Farsi, or I mean a Hindi. That's because I cut and pasted. Oops.
Laugh I've heard, like similar to mine I've ever heard. Like,
yeah, me.
There you go. All right. By the way, see, I like this day. I accidentally sold our private DM. It does happen. There's nothing to worry about. I didn't mean to do that. Sorry, shit does happen. It's accident, but it was just him asking me, giving him the link.
Apparently, you didn't get it.
I just gave it to him, so he got it.
How many people can you fit in here?
10. 1, 2, 3,
If I
4,
had a
5, 6,
dog.
7, 8, 9. We have room for one more.
I made it. Yes.
Sammy Jenkins, do you want to make sure that I have your right email then? Because I can make sure I add you again, even though you're added. Check your spam filter.
Oh, here he is.
Send me your email on Patreon or Twitter, either or.
Yo. Oh yeah, it's Mikey.
Yo.
Send me on Twitter and I will
Hey.
add you. Hey, buddy.
What's up, y'all? What y'all up to?
Hey, we met our quota. Yes.
I hate you.
Yeah.
Heavy races. Hey, everyone get it out.
Let's go.
I just bring Mikey in here because Mounty's got a crush on him too.
I was about to say I'm just here for Manya.
Yeah.
I didn't know Steve was here.
I know.
Oh.
We get it. So we're gonna play Guess Manya's age. Although I already know all this. You ready for that?
Let me white box her for a second.
Because we're all grooming her too, supposedly.
Oh, she can't be a day over 21. She just looks so young and vibrant.
Doesn't she? She's so pretty.
Oh,
This
God, I'm going
is
to
gonna be
melt
nice
in
to
my
Manya.
teeth.
We're gonna be like, I've got to teach Mikey the way. You know. Look at that look.
Yeah, he needs some expert advice.
He's like, listen, bitch.
I need coaching. Are you sure? Are you sure about that?
No, I've seen your girlfriend. You're done okay. You're done well.
Yeah,
Mikey, where's your invisible girlfriend? I've never met her.
I've seen her. She doesn't exist.
I'll add you on Facebook.
Well,
I'll add you on Facebook.
yeah,
You
wait a
can
minute.
see her.
Yeah, here's the thing. I've seen her in photos that could have been photoshopped. I didn't see her. I didn't see her on camera. What I
Like,
saw was this.
cut and-
I kid you not, people. This is what we saw. I shit you not. I saw this. Hey, just at least stick your hand in. It's at least see that you exist in your hand, honey. No. Now. Okay, gotta go.
I can do that with Keanu Reeves, you know. Hey, Keanu, come here, buddy. Come here. Come on.
You know
Don't stand
Keanu
me up
Reeves?
like that. He's there, right
Crazy.
there.
Yeah,
Come
Scarlett
on.
Oh man, I
Johansson.
wish I knew. Tell him I like some of his stuff.
Scarlett Johansson, right over there, man. Scarlett, I'll be with you in a few. Don't worry. Just
Tell him he does mildly confused
No,
really well.
Scarlett, I don't want to have sex again against Scarlett. Just wait. I'll be with you in a while. Yeah, see, I can do that.
It's cool just because my significant other chooses to not be a public person. I am the subject for both of our ridicule. That's okay. I will take it on my shoulders.
I will
am
be a
strong
lightning rod of hate
man.
for the one I love.
Yeah.
You'll take it. You'll take it any way we give it.
I'll take it. Now. Okay.
Ghost Recon
Okay.
says 24. You are not correct.
Somebody wrote 33. Janie wrote 33. Is it
How
Janie?
disrespectful.
Oh, and Native Atheist said 45.
Oh my God. Really?
Oh, you never know. You never
By the way,
know.
can I give you?
You never
Even
know.
Mikey knows this as well because he's a player. When you guess a girl's age or a woman's age, you never go high.
Always start low.
Always
boys.
start low.
Just always
Yeah,
start
I was
at
gonna-
18.
I was gonna say
18 and work your way
Yeah,
up.
minimum 18. I would
Start at
recommend
18.
21, but hey, I like that safe buffer. 21 and up. Actually, my lower end is like
Safe
30.
buffer.
So
I think if you're R.
Helpful.
Kelly,
You're
you start
supposed-
at 15.
Seriously, Steve,
I'm
you
dating
think
a
I'll take an
34-year
offense if 72. Oh.
Manya, I'm dating a 34-year-old and I'm charged with grooming. Let's figure this out because I don't understand that. I don't know how that works.
That's because they're all actually 17.
He's a boomer groomer.
I did find out that I could trade her in. I could trade one.
Groomer.
I could
groomer.
34 is not boomer.
No.
I can trade. I was told I could trade one
Put it in the left
34-year-old
chat.
for two 17-year-olds, and I was like, that's not a good idea.
Ew.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, think about how expensive that would get.
Yeah, because Cheshire would be two Cheshires for
I'll
one
split tomorrow.
heathen. Yeah.
Two
We know how the math
Holy
works.
shit.
For
One
every
is
time.
enough.
Yeah. So nobody's even in the ballpark right now with you.
I already nailed it. 21. Next game, please.
No, she is older than 21. Come on, you guys suck at this.
Dude, I
Really?
don't like guessing women's ages.
I don't blame you.
I'm not going
Don't
to
be
take
such a
an
cock.
offense.
By the way, who just said
I'm
that?
not
Alright.
Wait, who said
going
that?
to take an idiot. So
She's
we can
26.
guess it like
No. Who's the one that said they didn't?
I said that,
Alright,
Dan. I said
Yeah,
that.
Dan. Dan's the only smart one here. This is like thermonuclear war. The
No one
only
else
winner.
is doing it.
The only way to win.
Mikey was the only one that guessed, and he did the correct guess. So
she's not. No, she's not 21, but she's older
I
than
know, but it was still the correct guess, dude.
No,
It's the right answer.
The only right answer is like playing thermonuclear war. The only way to win is not to play.
Okay, I'm gonna go 22. I'll say she's 22.
Goes to Rico $2. I'm a 17-year-old combat veteran from OIF 1.
What? OIF 1.
The you're the gamer, Rags. What's OIF?
OIF.
Like I said, we
Operational
don't know.
Iraqi Freedom.
Operation Iraqi Freedom.
Oh, is that what
Yeah.
it is? Oh, that would be, yeah.
Manya just shitted on all of y'all.
Wow.
Point for Manya.
I've given it. Yeah, you know what? I even got my little sticker. I served. I'm going to give that to you, Manya. You deserve it more than me.
She gets it now.
Yeah.
That's her sticker.
Wow.
Better than like an Icer Waffle House sticker, I guess.
Lynn Hart says.
Okay, so.
31. I'm guessing 31.
You're getting closer, but Lynn Hart says, Steve, stop grooming my Angel Cheshire. She's too innocent for you, Steve. Oh, if you had any idea.
No, she's not.
Y'all don't know chess.
You don't. You all don't know chess.
Yeah. Girls don't take it up the butt.
that girl knows more about things than.
Good girls don't talk about it.
She told me details.
She is like, yeah, I love her. Like, she's the epitome. Like, she's like, you come near me, you better think before you come near me what you're getting into.
She'll
Like,
cut you.
She's literally a Canadian Wolverine. That's why she's so small.
Exactly.
She will
exactly.
Her tiny, just like the
And she's
Wolverine.
All right, Manya.
So she's a what?
Tell me how old you are. Go ahead.
I'm going to be 31 this December.
Oh shit! I was a month off, motherfucker.
Oh shit!
I said you're getting
Same age as
closer.
me.
Oh yeah.
Now-
See, this is I understand.
Yeah, you gotta admit, she looks good for her age. Another thing a woman likes to hear.
Unfortunately, she looks terrible.
Although
for
it's
Hangouts, but
wait,
that's everybody,
by the way,
so
hey, Drags, is
What?
that negging when you say she looks good, a woman looks good for her age? Is that kind of like negging because you're kind of putting
She
her
looks
down?
good
at
for
the
her
same-
age?
Yeah.
I see how if that's the kind of statement where if a woman like takes actual issue with that, you might want to back away slowly.
You don't want to date
Yeah,
that one.
You're
Yeah.
adding a qualifier. That's the problem there.
Yeah, you don't really. You shouldn't add that unnecessary qualifier. You
Yeah.
Well,
should
that's the thing. Like,
Really good.
you would think that she would know you're trying to compliment her and you don't mean any offense by it.
Yeah, it's like well, you're negging. Like you look good. Even in that outfit.
Hey, I can't believe you
Even
pulled that
in
off.
that outfit.
Even on
That's an insult.
Well, that's what neg. But that's
No,
what
it's
what
not.
negging
That's
is.
one of the highest compliments.
And the pickup artists do
Even
negging.
in
in
that
that
shitty
outfit?
outfit, you look good.
Yeah, you're overcoming a handicap.
Oi,
That's
stop
amazing.
talking over one another, boys.
I
You look
don't
good
know.
for not having any teeth.
Women put a lot of stock in their outfits,
Mom?
though.
You look good for all the heroin you've taken over the years.
Okay, Liz.
That's probably the nicest thing you could tell a heroin addict.
If a girl walks,
Right. For a
Yeah,
man,
Facial hair on women is
You
always
know-
sexy.
if a girl,
the scarring's not that bad.
if a girl,
Happy birthday, Ghost of Reckon.
if a girl walks out of the, if a girl walks out of the bathroom with her new outfit, she's like, "Hey, how does this look?" And you go, "Could be worse." That's not quite a compliment.
That's
Could be
like,
worse.
I wouldn't
That's
wear
like-
it.
that's like
The-
you don't want to get out of the house for next 10 days or something like that. Yeah.
The good news is it doesn't make your ass look huge.
Yeah. That's
You
compliment.
want, but you want that big booty.
What if she
No
loves
one, no one even notices
Maybe
your
she
lazy
wants
eye
to
when you
have
dress
to
like
be
that.
Yeah.
ladies?
Some women like a
I don't
big
even
butt.
notice.
Men like a big butt. Hey, Manya, can you be my
No, I don't.
can you be my Cheshire and read the super chats? She usually does that for me.
Okay, so let's go back.
See, I'm
So
grooming
there was-
her. There you go. Thank you.
I don't know, Steve.
She's
Why do you
so
have all
malleable.
these women doing work for you, Steve?
So
'Cause I'm
Ghost of
good.
Reckon, for the 199 super chat, he's like the joke there is OIF phase 1 was 0204. I don't know. Any reference anyone can get that if yeah. So Quisa for 5,000. I don't know how much is that.
Won.
What's the currency? But they're saying probably the
Won.
age of the other doesn't even really matter to the trolls. They just hate boomers having companionship. Yo.
No, they just hate the fact that I actually have
Maybe.
attractive women that
Yeah,
actually like
maybe.
me. I for some reason I'm a bad man because I have attractive women that like me that I actually get along with and actually are friends with and that I respect. I'm a bad man for that. Even though there's only one I'm actually going out with and she's of age. So what's the big fucking deal? You know, I don't get it. I mean, sure,
And then-
she's young for me,
Oh.
but 34 is still a goddamn adult, and she should be treated as an adult that has her own opinions, own mind, and making her own decisions, right?
Exactly.
Wait a minute,
Yeah.
wasn't that R. Kelly's defense?
Stop it. Stop it.
I haven't been peed on.
Okay.
That
Okay,
monster's
just-
behind bars where he belongs.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, last one. For 199 again from Ghost of Recon. Happy early birthday. My 37th is November 30th.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, what? Well, 2 weeks from now, yeah. Raleigh. It's called. People call him a harem. I guess I have a harem now. I have a cult. But the problem is this, and this is why I don't consider it a cult. We've gotten together, and none of us could figure out what the fuck sneakers to wear.
Yo, you should get the new Kanye West shoes. Have
It
you
is a
seen these
point of
things?
contention.
Have you seen the new Kanye West shoes? They'll be perfect for your harem.
Am I a golden unicorn or what?
I'm going with Nike because I'm just old fashioned.
Yeah, I got Nike shoes.
Here, I'll put.
Is Kanye West
These
the
things
guy
right
who's
here,
gone all
these are
religious?
comfortable as shit,
Yeah.
dude. These are, Jordans. These things have been through hell, but they are the most comfortable goddamn shoe. Look at that. Look at that sole, man. Oh, these things are like amazing.
You want to see something crazy? Hold on, let me show you.
Shoes have soles.
Good ones.
Soul.
Do they go with you to the afterlife?
Some people want these shoes. I'll take with me. I could. Yeah, no,
Steve.
the plain white Nikes have already been done. That's
Steve, can I share a screen
read
for 1
someone-
second?
Yes.
All right, hold on 1 second, guys.
Someone was typing, Manya, can you sing me a lullaby? Like,
Lullaby.
really? Lullaby, whatever.
Sing. She could barely talk.
Hold on.
Lullaby
Hold on.
sounds like a candy.
Hold on, check this out. Steve, this is the perfect shoe for your cult. I got you. Where's the thing at?
I'm curious.
This is the best shoe ever.
I
I'll
want
say
to see
that.
it. Just do it. Just do it.
Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. Oh, it's bad.
And they're probably
Where the
expensive.
hell?
They're probably expensive shoes.
Oh,
What is that?
Oh,
That's like a
oh,
it's like a
oh.
boat. What is that?
Hang on, let me white box it 1 sec.
That's like an external
Oh,
organ
those are
that's
those Kanye
quantified.
West-
These
those
no
Kanye
no.
West
Hang on.
Crocs.
These look like these are printed on a 3D printer Crocs.
Yeah.
That
Oh my
is the
goodness, they
worst.
look like what a Smurf would wear.
Yeah, those.
They do look like Mario shoes.
Yeah, like a big old white Smurf.
I don't think that you guys understand how Kanye West works. It's sort of like divine command theory. If
Yeah.
he makes it, he commands that it's fucking good.
I
So
wouldn't wear
Jesus.
those.
No, these are Jerusalem cruisers right there.
Yeah, that's no. They look
That's
uncomfortable.
that's
Are
what
those
you're gonna wear
Kanye
in your
West
cult.
shoes?
Those are the new Yeezy clogs.
I thought the shoes were supposed to protect you from like dirt and water and heat
On
and
your
all that
thoughts.
stuff. And now the shoes are like that shoe is the most impractical thing I've seen.
Yeah. You know why it's
Like-
called clogs?
Walk
Shove it
on
up his
one.
ass.
It's his
I wouldn't wear those.
his shit is absolutely garbage.
Yeah, they
man.
look they're like a clog and a croc had like
Oh,
sex.
Lynn Hart is saying,
Clog.
so I gotta pay to
Crog.
get a birthday shout out.
Crog. They're crocs.
Is there a link to these shoes somewhere?
Hey, Amanya was talking. I know it's hard with 10 people in here, but yeah, sounds like a crog. Real quick, Penguin, $1. Thank you, or £1. Thank you, Pen. We appreciate that. Manya, what were you saying?
Lynn Hart, they're probably saying that
I
they
love
need to
Lynn
pay.
Hart.
Yeah, they're saying do they now have to pay to get a birthday shout out? And I was like,
Oh,
holy moly, what's that noise?
whose birthday? Whose birthday? What shout out?
So Lynn
Lynn
Hart
Hart?
was saying something.
Lynn
on
Hart, when's your
those
birthday,
lines.
Lynn Hart? I love Lynn Hart. She leaves the best comments.
Yeah.
Really nice
She was saying
videos. Yeah.
So she said, "So I gotta pay to get a birthday shout out. This world is a cruel place."
No, not
I
at
think
all.
so. She might,
Krog.
I think so. They might be coming after
Krog.
Ghost of Recon posted their
Respond to her that for another $2 you'll answer the question.
What do you
Hey,
wait,
Team-
what do you
hey,
think?
Team
Wait,
Skeptics in here.
what do you think that this is the Pimp Monk channel? Sorry, Pimp.
Team it.
Hey, Team Skeptic.
here.
Original Nelson. Hey, girl. Yeah, I like the thing Krog. She calls it.
Krog.
Yeah.
No, but it's Kanye West's Krog, so it'd be like Krogsy.
So Team
Krogi.
Skeptic is he? Did you guys? I didn't see him in the live chat. You saw him in the live chat?
Yeah,
All right.
he was there. He should still be there.
Let him know that I need to get a hold of him so he can help signal broadcast as well. And by the way, Les Nagy's in the live chat. Les, I thought you didn't like these types of non-sequitur show type stuff, dude. I took you off my list for Facebook, my friend. I have an actual list on Facebook. If you don't want to be notified of non-sequitur, I'll put you on it. Like 4 people on it right now. But anyways, Les is a good guy. But I thought he just didn't want to deal with any of the non-sequitur show stuff. He's one of my moms.
How much do those shoes cost?
I don't think they're out yet, but they'll probably be somewhere in the range of like $500.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What?
I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding.
Hell,
Wow.
no.
Yeah.
I just saw those. I just saw those on. Are you, any of you guys on Instagram on that? Have you seen that Preachers with Sneakers page? There's a page called Preachers with Sneakers, and they just take pictures of like televangelists and shit, and then they show the shoes they're wearing, and they're always like $400, $500, $1,000 shoes. So that's where I saw those Kanye West Croc. I think I don't
Gee, I
want
wonder
to say
where they
they're
get that from.
1,000, but I think they're really fucking.
That's insanity. Who the hell would pay
Prosperity preachers, baby.
Yeah.
Do you know how much alcohol you could buy for $500?
Yeah.
Yeah, but with those shoes, you're closer to God.
By that much.
Yeah. Apparently.
Yeah, if I need like sneakers to be close to God, then
Well, you're not familiar with
Sneak
Heaven's
away
Gate?
from the devil.
That motherfucker's out of reach. Sorry.
I love my devil. I love my devil. Thank you very much.
I believe in.
She's
devil
going like
just as much as I believe in
full
all the rest of that shit.
Satanism nowadays or something. I think she's
What?
you going from one extreme to the other. You going from this really like religious fanatical to like fuck all that shit.
Yeah, like I don't anymore. I'm just like keep it away from me. Just keep it with
I
me.
like
Take
this
it
version
and
of you
go.
better because you're normal and you smile more.
So just for reference, the Air Yeezy 2 Red Octobers, which came out a few years back, guess how much they're going for on StockX right now?
Yeah.
Do that much.
These do look really good. This is a good looking fucking shoe.
Do they still make them, or are these new old stock?
These are old ones. These are old
Okay,
ones.
so
When I-
like they don't make them anymore. They're probably expensive because they're like collectors at this point.
Yeah. It's like a sneakerhead collection kind of thing. Like people collect guitars and shit.
Yeah.
I zoned out the moment I heard the price. The moment he said 500, I was like, okay, I'm out. I'm like,
but these
let's
are-
go.
I'll
Let's
say
go.
that these are exponentially more. These are worth exponentially more. Any guesses?
$500.
2,000.
Oh,
Well, that
way
was
more.
the other way.
Yeah,
1250.
way more.
2,000.
1250. Okay.
19,000.
What is this? The price is right?
What?
15,000 for what? I just got back in.
I'm sorry, I heard 19,000.
I think you misspoke.
Are they
19,000 is wrong.
No,
19,620.
They're new. They're new old stock. They're new
For
old
the
stock.
Crocs?
No. For the Red Octobers, which was
Because
like
they don't make them anymore,
no.
so it's like
You better
considered-
show them shoes then. You better show them shoes then because
This is like shoe porn for that
19,000.
much. Yeah.
All right, hold on.
Ooh.
I'm old enough. The only Red October I care about is the movie.
Well, it's weird because there's a
Yes.
market. There's a market for these shoes, and people
I
collect
feel
them and
breathless
trade
right now
them,
listening to that
and they
topic.
retain these shoes retain their value like art. I mean, it's crazy.
Oh,
but
yeah.
there's a market for it.
But when your shoe is worth more than your entire net worth,
Oh yeah, but I don't think those are the people that are buying the shoes.
Clearly
I think
not.
the people buying these shoes have plenty of fucking money to go to spend.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. But
they're like handbags.
I don't
right,
care.
That do the same thing.
If I was a
They're
billionaire,
like handbags also.
it doesn't matter. If I was a billionaire, I'm not going to spend $19,000 for a pair of shoes. Just not fucking
No.
happening.
Mm-mm.
I got a pull.
Yeah, but there are plenty of billionaires that will. So
Some people have more money than sense.
Yeah. Agreed.
What?
Didn't Paul Manafort have like a $19,000 coat?
Wouldn't surprise me.
Wasn't that come out in his
Oh,
trial?
that one.
I don't know. Isn't he in jail now?
Well, yeah, he's
For a long time. So yeah.
There you go. They are on the left there. The Air Yeezy 2.
Oh my goodness.
That is an ugly fucking shoe.
Again,
I like those.
They look like
I like those, but I'm not paying 19 fucking grand.
They look like they're in plastic.
Awful.
Are they made out of platinum or some shit? Jesus Christ.
They look like a skeleton structure of a dead mice.
What makes that shoe worth $19,000?
Kanye West made it.
Like personally?
Yeah.
He must have.
All right, then.
better
I
have.
mean, that's understandable.
No,
Still
it's
dumb,
not.
but, it helps.
It's not. It's not a work
Oh,
of
the
fucking
red
art.
ones. I thought the white ones. Sorry, my bad. So the red ones are for 19,000. Those ones.
Well, of course, Kanye is brilliant. He's putting these things out there 20 grand a pop, and he's people buying them. That's fucking brilliant.
No. He doesn't sell it for that. This is somebody who bought a pair when they were selling them and then just held on to them in the box. So this is
How
new
much were they
stock.
new?
This is
Oh,
like
God.
This is collectors.
This is
hedgehog
in theory. In theory, this is like this is a bad equivalence, but it's like if someone had a brand new Mustang from 30 years ago that just sat in the garage that they just turned it on to maintain the engine,
Like a brand
but it
new
was
Darth Vader in a
brand
box.
new.
Like
Yeah, and
Star Wars
people
collectors,
obsess
yeah.
over shoes. There's a lot of fucking people that obsess over shoes.
Women.
Like I said, dude, it's just like how people collect guitars and cars. Like he's saying, people collect shoes. Like shoes
Yeah.
are like an item to.
Yeah,
They would never
handbags.
wear them. They would never
Yeah.
wear them. Like if I bought a fucking.
I wouldn't wear my guitar.
Well, you're a dog. Those, by the way, so those shoes won't even fit you, Regs. That'd be very.
Well, if I stuff all of my appendages in there, I could just hop around on the one shoe.
He hates.
Plus, you say it's silly, but I'd only have to pay $8,500 or whatever, 9,000. So, haha. Joke's on you.
Yeah, actually, you need
Enjoy
two.
the poorhouse, loser.
You have 4 paws. You would need 4 of them, anyways.
I don't know.
He hates being reminded he's a
I
different
feel like
species.
they'd be too loose.
I want to see a dog wearing 4 sneakers real bad.
Hey,
right
Lily
now.
Jean's in the audience. Hi, Lil. You guys remember her? We had her on
That
for
would be
Cyberbullying.
hella funny.
By the way, Lily Jean, things have been going better for her. Looks so. I don't know. It's so, she has so many fucking trolls and haters. It's hilarious. That these people are just they spend their whole life. They spend their whole life going after this poor girl and her mom. And even though I mean her, I like her mom a lot, but she can be a little volatile, and I get that. But Lily Jean's sweet. I mean, she's just a girl trying to make her a mark in the and build up a brand. And these people, wait, hang on. These people have been trying after her for 3 fucking years. And I did an episode calling her out. Some bigger channels, shat on me, which is fine. It didn't affect me at all. But I was really surprised and disappointed in the community that more people did not help this poor girl out. I thought it was something that people, if you look at, and correct me if I'm wrong, but if you're willing to put your neck out for Mr. Atheist being called a gourd lover and talk about pumpkins.
Gourd lover.
Yeah. But if you're going to stick your neck out for him and call
What does
that,
that mean?
it's a long story. But if you're going to call that harassment, but you're not going to for like somebody who's trying to actually.
Is that a dirty name for a vegan?
No, it's some fundamental Baptist.
He sexually assaulted a pumpkin. Didn't
Yeah, well, that was he didn't do that. No, but that was.
Can
I
pumpkins
didn't actually
consent?
hear who we were talking about.
You guys are over talking.
Yeah, there's a fundamental Baptist group that went after Mr. Atheist, and they mentioned something about him being attracted to pumpkins, and because he's bisexual. But so a lot of the atheist community got together and like, oh, we need to stand up.
Did you say bisexual?
Bisexual.
Because if you did, I thought that was really funny. That was what you said.
That would be funny. Something. Let's go for it.
Dude, pumpkin pie is the shit, though. So.
Pumpkin bisexual.
No, I heard.
I like that banana cream.
Pie. I was like 22 by 7.
Who doesn't?
I was like
banana
22
cream?
by 7. Let's go. Oh boy!
I'm
but
not gonna
it's,
lie.
it's
If
ridiculous.
a pumpkin pie walk up to me at the bar and like bought me a couple drinks, I'm fucking smashing the shit out of that pumpkin pie.
Apple pie. But I was
So
gonna say,
I find it it's so
Right.
like it's so it's ridiculous. Like people are harassing Lily because apparently they think her mom has done some shit.
Yeah.
Like, are you serious? Like,
It's just
I've seen
absurd.
so many trolls who do that on Twitter. Like, it's
Yeah, well, they've banded together. They found some object of hate, just like and by the way, most of them are anti-Semitic. I've seen
I
this
will hate
firsthand.
that.
They are so anti-Semitic, it's ridiculous. And but anyways, if you're a content creator and you want to help Lily out there, you will get shit for it. You'll get fucked. Be prepared. But in the end, I cultivate people that just don't care about that shit. I cultivate people that do what's right, not what's expedient. So if you want Lily to come on your channel because she's been trying to make the rounds and at least get known, have her on, invite her on, and get in touch with her on Twitter.
That will be
I
cool.
think I'm already following her. It's funny. I think eventually doing the right thing will become popular again. It's not right now, but it might later. So
I can't. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm not holding my breath for something like that.
Well, everybody hold fast.
I kind of like.
Come around.
Yeah, I think that the problem is nowadays that it's like with the political climate and everything, it's become so easy to do the most like abhorrent stuff and then just go, yeah, I did it. So what? And then just go on this, ballet, circle dance around everybody like, yeah, I did it. And but that's also that and that's also that because just people just pivot around stuff a lot and they get away with it.
Well, I think
they just get away with it.
I think it's worse than that. What I think it is, hang on, what I think it is that there's safety in numbers. And so it's always easy to jump on that bandwagon to pick on somebody because then if you're wrong, all of them are wrong as well, and you don't have the accountability. I'm willing to stick my neck out. I'm willing to go against the popular thing, and I have for many different people. But I have for anybody because I thought that Matt Dillahunty was getting a raw, deal. I stuck my neck out for him when people call him transphobic. I stuck my neck out for David Silverman, who people know I do not agree with philosophically speaking, but I think he was denied due process, and I had him on. So I am not capricious in any of this. I literally put a lot of thought into what I think is an ethical choice. And if people wanted to think that it's not, that's fine. But I'm very comfortable in the decisions I've made over the years. Very comfortable.
And I think that's what a lot of people are losing.
I get the link in Twitter.
And I think that's what a lot of people are losing sight of is that because everything that's being talked about is happening on the internet, all the shit is recorded. So how you look on day 1 and how you look on day 100 and then how you look on day 200, if those are a swinging pendulum of where you stand on things, that's recorded. So just know, everybody, that shit's recorded. So do what you want to do, but just know it's up.
I'm very consistent. And I'm glad for that. Oh, by the way, oh my God, look at all the people coming out of the woodwork tonight. One of my favorite all-time people is in the live chat, Christy Santiago.
Me.
You don't compare to Christy Santiago.
Whatever.
She is smoking hot ass.
Smoking hot and smoking sweet and smoking nice and smoking perfect.
Steve, are you trying to make me jealous?
Yes. No. You can have. Of course he is. Christy is married to a girl, but I love her to death. I am in love with Christy Santiago, and anybody who's not is just a fool.
Hey, Christy, I'm in love with you.
Yeah, we're all in love with Christy Santiago.
Okay, we have got another live chat. Lynn Hart for 799. Another great stream, by the way. My birthday is November 10th, same as USMC. Just turned 21, and now I get double my pension, which is awesome.
Yay! Nice.
Money.
Wait, is Lynn? I don't know the gender. I've always assumed Lemon Tart was a girl, but I maybe I misgendered her.
What kind of guy would name themselves Lemon Tart?
No, Lynn Hart.
Lynn Hart.
Oh, I thought you said lemon tart.
Never
Never mind.
I've never asked their gender.
The question stands, but proceed.
I never asked their gender, but I like their comments. They leave in the video.
Have you never had a lemon tart?
Lemon tart.
Delicious. Fucking fantastic.
Maybe he's more of a pumpkin pie kind of guy.
That was the best
He's
misunderstanding.
bisexual, not tart sexual.
Oh boy.
I do like my Boston cream, but that's a really bad pun.
Stop it. Gross, Steve. Gross.
He's part of the order of the lonely tarts.
Thanks to Steve, I now know that the international BDSM stop word is red.
Hey, where you at?
It's red.
Oi, come out.
Dude, why did I tell my mom to watch this shit tonight? This is embarrassing.
That was a mistake on your part. Mistake made.
Yeah,
Well,
man.
I hope we've learned a valuable lesson, young man.
Mistakes
Don't
were
have
made.
mother. Don't have a mother, and you don't have to deal with these problems.
Oh, God. Mistakes were made. Oh God.
Hmm.
So Linhart, I hate to ask, but I mean, have I been misgendering you all this time? Are you actually a he? So. Oh, by the way, Christy Santiago loves us all back.
Yeah.
Damn right. By the way, people may know this or may not know, but Christy Santiago is a person I go to for my hair advice.
Ooh.
Why didn't you ask me?
Give
She's
me
a
some
hairstylist.
pointers to wear.
Why didn't you just ask me? I know everything.
Of course, Mike knows everything.
I know
Yeah.
everything. I'm speaking to myself.
And you're humble.
Yeah, you are the three-eyed
everything.
raven, of the atheist world, Three-eyed raven.
You know what? Three-eyed raven might be my next fucking handle on Twitter. I appreciate that.
I have 3 eyes, but I've got 5 legs.
Gross.
Gross.
Disgusting.
5 legs. I just
Okay.
realized what that was. Oh God.
I'm offended.
I told you she's so sweet and naive. It's cute.
What's that? I'm actually dragging my girlfriend kicking and streaming through.
That's how you won her over. Yeah, we know.
Yes.
Kicking and streaming.
Through.
We call that
Game of
rape,
Thrones.
by the way.
Somebody call 911.
Ah, that's right.
I'm making her watch Game of Thrones.
Oh, that's actually abuse.
It's
Yeah.
no,
I don't
because
know. I
she's
never
already
understood.
picked her favorites, and I'm just like, yes.
So you're like, oh, that
Yes.
person. You know that person's gonna
Oh.
die.
Yes.
You're going to break her
She
heart.
has no
You
idea.
monster.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
I hope you
You
did.
monster.
You're like. I hope you don't like it for next season.
I was like, oh, he is great, isn't he?
No one
Everybody-
survives. Like Walking
Everybody
Dead.
you love Boromir, don't you?
Oh dear.
we're on
I do love
we're on-
Boromir.
Quick.
We're on episode 8 of season 1, so
I watched most of season 1. I just couldn't get into it. Maybe I'll try again one of these days.
oh bro, you
I
gotta
didn't get into it until halfway through season 2.
Wow.
you gotta muscle through the first season and a half.
Alright, I'll try it
I
again.
promise.
I've got other things to watch.
It's gonna
though.
get better.
I've been watching Chicago Med. I really like that. I've been watching The Rookie. I like that.
Oh,
Chicago
did
Med's
anybody
awesome. I watched that.
Everybody's good.
Did
Yeah.
did anybody get Disney Plus? Because I did.
No.
We don't get it in Australia until the 15th or the 19th.
Oh, Linhart's mail. Okay,
Is
dude.
the Mandalorian out yet?
I still love your
Yeah.
comments, Linhart. I don't care what gender somebody is, but your comments that he leaves on the videos have been very, very well thought out and supportive, and I do notice. I do read them.
Oh,
Does
Hey,
Disney Plus have a free 30-day trial?
I think it's a week trial. I don't think it's 30 days.
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
Is The Mandalorian a movie or a series?
It's a series,
series.
about
A Mandalorian.
is it Django or Boba?
No, I don't think it's a Mandalorian we know.
Awesome.
That's so racist to assume that all Mandalorians are Django.
I don't know what the hell that even means.
No, hold on.
No,
Unbelievable.
Hold on.
I'm pretty sure it's post Return of the Jedi. So
I was about to say,
Oh.
statistically, I don't think that that's right because 99.99999% of all the Mandalorians were Django.
That doesn't count. That doesn't count, and you know
in
it.
the Clone Wars,
And you
yes.
know it.
I mean, if they clone the same Mandalorian and it makes an unproportional amount of Djangos,
They're
I'm
shitty
not
Django's.
wrong.
They don't count.
I'm not wrong to assume that they're all Djangos.
Is this a
Except for
Boba Fett series?
Assumption, yes. You have to back it
So
up.
wrong. So wrong.
Interesting.
I mean, the Mandalorian have a very storied planet. So,
Do tell.
no, you don't want to ask me that question because we could be here for another 5 hours.
How about you do it in like 10 seconds so that we can like enjoy it?
Kawasa
Yeah,
says
that's
wait,
where the skill comes in.
Kawasa says maybe Steve could go back to General Hospital. It's still on these days, right? Yeah, and actually, I don't know if you guys don't know this, but
That's a boomer show.
Scott Clifton, who's on General Hospital, tweeted the other day whether he should keep his soap opera account separate from his philosophy account, theoretical bullshit. I told him yes, he should separate
Absolutely.
it, and I think it's wise. And
Yes.
and he's following like 9 people at the time, and is like, I'm one of them, which I was really flattered.
Ooh.
But I was like, yeah, dude, you separate it out because but first of all, I was like, you do soaps? You know, because I don't give a fuck about his soap stuff. Because he's on Bold of the Beautiful and General Hospital, but I like his philosophy stuff. So I'm still trying to arrange him and Matt Slick on tag.
So here's something funny.
Would that be
If you
orgasmic?
like him, why would you want to connect him to Matt Slick?
Because he wrote a blog on Matt Slick on his tag argument.
It's
unless you're talking about like the game tag.
No, transcendental argument for God.
I know. I was just clarifying because the mental image was kind of amusing.
Thank you, Regs.
Nick Suter jumped all over me. He's like, "Hey man, guess who I'm going to be talking to?" And then he's the General Hospital guy. I forget his name that quick. And he's like, "Oh, remember we were talking about him?" I was like, "No, we weren't. It was probably you, Steve. He was probably talking to you, and he thought he was talking to me about the General Hospital guy, the guy who does the."
I don't know. Are you on General Hospital?
No, I'm not on General Hospital, but Nick was talking about getting him on End Time, and then he was like, "You'll be really excited to hear this." And I was like, "I don't know who you're talking about."
Oh, Nick. Wait, Nick's getting Scott Clifton on?
That's what he was talking about. Like,
or is he trying to, or wants to?
Right. And he's like, "You'd be really excited about this one." I'm like, "I don't even know who that is."
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, we had this whole conversation about it." I was like, "No, we didn't." He was probably talking to you, and he thought he misremembered it as me.
Gotcha. Yeah, well, people get you and I are so much alike. People get us confused.
It's our voices.
It's everything. Yeah.
And our faces.
And everything, and our just love for philosophy.
You too. I mean, you can be sad.
Yes.
And our follower count.
His girlfriend gets confused when we're in the same room together. We have to like actually like disrobe so she knows who's who, and then she knows quickly.
She ignores both of us. Both ignored quite frequently. No, I love my baby. Hi, baby. You're not gonna watch this, but
is she? Oh, wait, is she there? She's not there.
She's sleeping.
Oh, she's always See, that's it. She's like Columbo's wife. Remember Columbo? You never saw his wife, right? It's the same thing. You never see her. It's just like she's sleeping. She's doing this. Hi, babe. Yeah,
having an affair.
When you do,
I'm just saying, nobody's actually ever seen her on camera like Columbo's wife.
She won't do it. She does not want to be on camera. She's super shy.
Oh, we believe you.
Mm-hmm. All right, no. So the real question is: does she not want to be on camera for her privacy in general, or does she not want to be on camera to be identified with Mikey?
Probably the latter.
Yes.
Yeah, probably the latter.
I don't know. I'm just tossing out some
question.
I'm just tossing out some options.
Yeah.
I think it's
embarrassed.
We're not implying anything, Mikey. We're just
no. It's twofold. Yes, she does not want to be associated with me, but also she's seen how I've come under attack a few times for literally nothing. She's like, "Oh, what the fuck?" And I'm like, "Come on." She's like, "Oh no, I'm good."
And by the way, out of my love and adoration and respect for you, Mikey, I haven't even talked to Sam.
You can talk to her.
You were gonna kill me.
No, you're fine, dude.
I thought you were gonna.
No, here's the thing, Steve. I warned you. I fucking warned you. And then when you lose everyone in your harem, don't fucking come crying to me because it is recorded. I warned you.
Okay, wait. So she's gonna take over as my harem, or she's gonna like scare them all off?
No, they'll all be in her harem.
Yeah,
you will.
That's what I kind of figured, and I will be all in her harem.
So I'll be in your new harem.
You won't be in.
Oh, I'm gonna get.
No, you think you.
There's some dangers There's some dangers here. This is it. You know.
I warned you about her. You did not believe me.
No, I
gotta let you learn the hard way.
I didn't say that.
I gotta let you learn. I gotta let you know you're a young fledgling. You're like creeping to the world to the nest. I'm like,
a baby boy.
He's so full of shit.
Like,
he told me not to chat. He told me not to chat her up, and I'm like, okay.
That's because that was for your own safety. Not
you're looking
I'm jealous.
Oh, I thought you were jealous.
The muscles of my cheeks are hurting. I'm laughing so much.
So I
see which cheeks. Just an honest question.
Manya thought she was cute.
That's what I'm saying. Look, dude, you don't understand
that cheek strength.
Sam is cute.
She was hitting me up on Facebook, just seeing what was going on because she was up and what. I didn't mean to introduce the Borg to your society, but the Borg will assimilate all. Resistance.
She is the Borg queen.
The
That's what
golden
I would.
unicorn will
Yes.
defeat the Borg. Okay.
Yeah, she is the Borg
Resistance
queen.
is futile.
Resistance is futile. Prepare to be assimilated.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
It's funny because my portrait is a Borg drone.
Is it worth leaving? Hey, I'll tell you what. If I take the chance with adding Sam to the collective of my own, can I still keep Nikki, or is that even then is up for
She
dangerous?
travels, dude. Like she have dog will travel. She will get around and she will convince everyone. This is a problem, Steve. And you didn't take me seriously, but
She looks like she's got some power to her. Like she can.
You don't even know
seduce
how
anything.
She's literally the Rosario Dawson next door.
So she's basically on like you said. I think somebody said on Gods Incorporated the chick that like just you get sucked into her between her legs and just gets absorbed.
You'll never escape the singularity.
Go done.
Singularity.
Yeah, it's over.
Well, if that's a way to go.
Yeah, and that's a good way to go.
I think I look at it. Most people came out that way. You died going back in.
No. Between a woman's
circle.
legs is a good way to come. It's not a good way to go.
Yeah, it's a full circle.
All right.
Circle.
Everybody keep this date 11/13. I tried to warn Steve, but he didn't listen to me. Then he'll be like, "Yo, I'm gonna be on."
Well, wait, hey,
He's gonna be like,
Hey,
I'll be on Sam's channel on this weekend if you guys want to check me out.
She didn't hit me up. She accepted me, but she didn't hit me up. But is it like a vampire? Do I have to invite her into the house?
I'm saying you don't look, Steve.
Do you have to invite? Is that how it works with vampires?
We're already
yes.
You're already dead, Steve. So you know what I'm saying?
I'm a walking dead man.
It's over.
Yeah, I'm talking to you, but you're finished. Like it happened.
I can rebuild.
It's over before you started.
I can rebuild my harem. I just like the ones I have now.
The moment you were born.
Yeah, I don't want to give the ones I have up. I'm possessive of my toys.
She's gonna take them. She's gonna take them for herself.
Oh really? Uh huh.
All right.
You might be right because Monty's already interested in that. Yeah.
You thought she was cute then. Wait till she gets some whiskey in her and she gets funny. Yeah. Now what? Now what's whiskey?
Now what you gonna do?
Funny.
Cute.
Now that's something.
Cute chick with a funny. That's dangerous.
Oh dear.
Yeah. And
that's dangerous.
And loves to travel and go visit people and then go out to bars and get you drunk. Yeah. What are you gonna do, Steve? What you got? What you got on that, Steve? You ain't got shit.
Wait, are you saying is she at least it's your cock tease, or at least she falls through and then you're owned?
You don't know. It can be anything.
That's where the dubiousness comes in. You never know what it's like.
You never know.
You never know. It could go either way. 50-50.
Hey Steve, I'm gonna make a D&D joke here. Just roll a D20. That's what's gonna happen. Just roll a D20. That's all you get. That's all I can say.
One sec. Ready?
That's interesting.
All right. Wait. Okay. So how do I do this? Plus.
I need to get some D&D dice.
No one does.
I'm trying to get a campaign together here. I'm gonna get actually.
Okay, here we go. Ready to go. I'm gonna roll this so everybody actually can see this. And by the way, I don't know what my plus is, so we're gonna roll this one die, one time, 20-sided roll.
I'll be your +1.
I basically fumbled. I'm dead. I
got you rolled a natural 1?
No, but I got a 2.
Oh yeah, you're fucked.
Fucked.
Steve?
God damn it!
I fucking told you, Steve.
I got a 7.
The cosmos is on her side.
I hate saving throws.
I got a 7.
That was a fortitude saving throw.
Now I'm concerned.
Now you are encumbered.
Now you are encumbered by the weight of your failure.
So heavy. So you're gonna carry that weight a long time, my boy.
Okay.
Beatles reference. Who got it? Thank you.
Do DMs still use fumble charts? Because they feel like cheap shit.
I love fumbles and I love critical threats. It makes the game more fun.
Oops, I just deleted the wrong thing.
It makes the game infinitely more fun when someone can do ridiculous amounts of damage, or everyone has to figure out how to get so-and-so's butt out of a fucking...
I love fumbles. Fumbles are the best, dude.
Yeah, if you don't like fumbles, then you don't like actually playing. You just like winning.
Yeah. No, I don't like those people that are gonna like roll a billion times to try to get like all 18s and stuff.
Don't do that. Steve, are you down for a D&D campaign? I want to get all of you atheist tubers into a D&D campaign.
Yeah, Chesh and I are going to do something here soon. We're going to be doing something with Glick, I think.
Yeah, me and Glitch are writing a campaign.
Glitch, yeah.
Well, he's helping me write a campaign that I was going to do with my Xbox friends, Sam being one of them. But she doesn't understand D&D, so she's like, I want this for my character at level 1. I'm like, okay, I'll give it to you, but then I'm going to kill everybody else, right?
You're a mean DM, yeah.
I'm going to kill all of your friends because you're overpowered.
As Lynn points out, he says, my harem is your harem. This is true. This is true. I'm not, look at, they're yours. Do with them what you will.
Steve,
she's kind of like the Dothraki.
Hey,
harems.
I cannot be possessive with such magnanimous women that are just beautiful and intelligent and articulate. I cannot do this to the world to keep them to myself. I have to share.
You know what your problem is, Steve? Stop hanging out with smart girls.
I know. You're right. You know what? There's truth in that. I need some really dumb chicks.
Because me and you kind of have a similar female fan base for some part of it. And all of our friends are very, very smart. Probably smarter than us on every fucking level. But they're also fucking drop dead gorgeous.
Right.
So then you get stuck in this place where you're just hanging out with cute chicks. Like, no, but they're really smart. I keep them around.
So what am I supposed to do? I mean, like Christy Santiago, gorgeous and intelligent and just perfect in every way. What am I supposed to do but share her to the world? I can't not.
You
know, the problem is if you keep talking about Star Wars and Dungeons and Dragons, you're not gonna hang out with any.
That's a good point.
you have no idea, dude. You don't know. Chicks also like that. Chicks dig it.
Yeah, chicks like a lot of things, man.
Chicks like a man with imagination.
Sam loves the fucking D&D shit, and she's extra gorgeous. So what do we do? I'm saying we're at a cross of intersectionality here, where we don't know what's going to happen.
Dude, I would play.
Schrodinger's girlfriend.
I would play D&D with Sam.
Schrodinger's girlfriend. I'm going to call her that from now
on. I would love. By the way, I would love to role play with Sam.
You think so? I'm telling you, bro. You don't.
I got to role play as a dude who wants to fuck him.
I'm not lying. She's cute, man.
I know. I know.
Is she part Puerto Rican?
No.
No.
Oh.
I don't want to give out her shit. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
She's
exotic. She's exotic.
Close, but not that.
Okay.
Exotic.
Yeah, she's exotic, but she's
See, Riley is saying I'm a woman and I would love to be with a guy I could play D&D with.
See, I'm telling you, bro. The girls are taking over all our nerd shit because they like the nerds. The nerds are the cool, understanding guys. So what are the nerds into? Let me get into that shit. Like that's where
it's like that. We want more chicks to do the nerd shit because all us nerdy guys are like, oh, this is the thing that chicks would do with me. Thank
Chicks
you.
already do that. Chicks already do that.
Nerds learn things like biology and women physiology.
Yeah, we know exactly what to do.
Yeah.
Manya's blushing. How dare you, Steven?
I know what you know how to find it.
Biology.
Oh, somebody left. Who left? Someone left.
Me.
Actually, I should even to join.
Yeah, well, we got it's midnight here, and I got to wrap it up because your rent is shit too.
You said you were.
What the hell is he saying?
Ain't nothing.
Yeah, that thing. Rags, your connection went to hell.
Ain't nothing, dude. Nothing.
Yeah, what he said.
Yeah, Lynn. I think Lynn has it right. He says not sharing these women would be considered a war crime. You're damn right. Exactly. I am not. Look, I am not an envious or jealous person. I think that these should be shared, and I have a lot of great friends. I have a lot of females that I get along with exceptionally well. Both on air, off air, people that I actually consider real friends, and I want them to be Exposed to community. Good thing I said after community. After that, I want them to be exposed to the community, not to get demonetized.
We're a sex positive community.
Steve,
here.
you said something.
Yeah, we are a sex positive community, and that's true. I think there's a stigma with sex. I think there's a stigma.
Oh yeah,
and especially people that have been really religious upbringings, you know. So, and I'm not ashamed of that. I'm not ashamed of my history, the fact I've had a lot of girlfriends, and I have somebody that I really like right now. I'm not ashamed of that. Why should I be?
No.
Because Jesus wouldn't approve of your hedonistic.
He watches. He watches over us.
Smitty's like, are we having an orgy or what? Bag it before you tag it. Oh god. Oh yeah.
Hey, like I said, the whole thing behind feminism was women empowerment to do what they want to their bodies, and
they want to do. Yes.
Yeah.
You haven't lived until a woman has said, "When are we having an orgy, faggot?"
Then you know you made it.
You know you've made it.
You're like at that ultimate meta level. Then.
Oh, yeah.
But Rags, if you can't satisfy one, why would you want to disappoint two?
I mean, I still get something out of it.
Okay, that's a fair point. All about you. Got it.
Hell yeah.
In my humble opinion, sorry, ladies, if you can't keep up on the foot race, that's not my problem. I need you to figure that shit out.
You have to. You mean like they can't run away from you?
No. It's a metaphor.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought it was the actual foot race. You were chasing them down and they couldn't escape. So they get what's coming to them.
No. When you look like me, you just lay out somewhere and they're attracted like bees to honey.
You know what's worse, Mikey? Like people the girls in the harem and stuff like that, like Nikki, who is owned by Steve McRae. When people treat them like they don't have a brain, that they can't make their own decisions, that that somehow I'm manipulating them, and I'm like, do they understand that I'm the victim here? I'm the one that they're molesting.
Nobody
me.
has no idea. Steve gets ganged up on.
They come after my
ganged up on.
I get a lot of shit. I get a lot of shit from them, but you know what? I trust their opinion, and I talk to them, and I value their opinion.
That's Nikki's thing. That's property of Steve McRae. That's Nikki's shit.
I didn't have nothing to do with that. She was my stalker.
I won't. I say no more. But let's just say that was Nikki's idea.
That was Nikki's idea. She was my stalker that I just happened to get along with, and I was like, hey, you know what? Might as well, keep her close.
Smitty, what did you write? What did Smitty write?
I'm gonna head out.
Yeah, I gotta go too.
Yeah, I'm gonna scoot.
Eddie.
All right.
It was nice.
Guys, girls, and ladies, and others, and this was a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be. I thought I was going to sit by myself and give you guys news, but I'm glad they turned it into an open hangout. So,
yeah.
Thanks for the invite.
Yeah.
So
loved it.
Thanks, guys, for listening to this. I'm like I said, I'll give you guys more updates, but everything's going swimmingly. Anybody who thinks that they know about this court case that has not actually talked to my lawyer or seen the evidence, don't listen to anything they have to say. They clearly are just bottom feeding. It could not be going better. So yeah, I'm very happy.
And I'll listen to Kyle a little because according to Kyle, he's gonna be streaming through September.
Yeah, and nobody's heard from him.
Yeah, I sent Steve the video. Did you see it? Did you see where he said it?
You're not a part of his fucking cool kids club.
Yeah, you're not
allowed to secret streams.
Yeah, he had like 6 people that stood with him to the end.
We are the spoiled brats of the YouTube.
Yeah, well, I think things worked out pretty well. I'm really happy, but I hopefully will be on Doom's channel tomorrow streaming. Hopefully he follows up on that because he's got a big platform, and I want to bring some light of this. I want people to know about what happened on NonSequitur because I'm telling you guys this. I'll leave you guys with this. I'm convinced that at some point in time, you're going to see Kyle on a Watch Mojo list of YouTubers that have destroyed their career in a matter of moments. I really think so.
Most likely.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Kyle's kind of disappeared off the face of the earth, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's absconded with the money.
The flat Earth.
Really?
Yeah.
He's gone.
He's gone?
Yeah.
So I was right when I clicked that option. He would try and leave the country or something like that.
Well, I said he was just going to leave the internet, and I was pretty much right on that.
If away on the flat Earth, is that called he disappeared?
He fell off the flat Earth.
Yeah. We've been secretly trying to hold that secret that the Earth is flat. Yes. All right, guys. Good night. Get the hell out of here, and we'll be seeing you later. Peace.
Nighty night.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Live long and
Hey-ho.
prosper.
I'm gone.